first event, 9 o'clock, kicks off. So again, looking forward to some good racing today. Good to have a bit of a wave back at Scarborough, home of the Aussie titles when they're held in the West. And we'll see the beach sprints and the flags in the famous amphitheatre. Surf boats up soon after skis and boards. So skis, you're straight on as soon as the 1K is finished, and good to see all the 1K teams making their way down for what's a pretty tough race in today's soft sand and a little bit of pretty high temperatures early on today.
Hi folks, it's 10 minutes to 9 o'clock. Simon Bowman and Grant True. If you haven't seen the Western Surf League before, we shortly go live to streaming, and we're not far away. Have a good day everyone, to all the coaches, managers, competitors, all the officials, all the starters. Hope you have a good day today. Well, welcome everybody to everyone down here at Scarborough Beach and all the people watching at home on mybeach.com.au. Simon Bowman and Grant True, your event commentators down here for Event 2 of the Western Surf League. Beautiful conditions down here at Scarborough Beach, True. Big day coming up.
Yeah, really looking forward to the first round of 2019. Great little conditions here, pretty warm. We're probably the sea breeze will kick in around 10, I reckon. And a slight little wave. We saw earlier in the boats, the waves do make a difference. So looking forward to the skis and the boards later on.
If you haven't seen the Western Surf League before, folks, it's all finals today, straight through to the finals, non-stop action for the next couple of hours, so stay right with us. We're about to kick off with a 1K beach run, which is a 2-lap run. So if you just pan back here, you can see the start line behind us. They run down the beach for about 250 metres, come back, run around the back of the tents where all the clubs are based today, and that's the first to kick it off today. I think our champs from race 1 are in the field in Ben Waterman, I think Bernie Williams from Trig and Swanbourne respectively. So I think our leaders from last time around are in the field. So they're in starters' hands, Chewy, so we'll get out of the way. And the first event of round 2, the Western Surf League, is about to kick off. In starters' hands, here we go.
Yeah, pretty clean start there. The chief starter there, Brett Slocum. And yeah, as you mentioned, Simon, the winners from round 1, Sorrento, they're back in, Swanbourne, they're back in there. 1 point they won by from Triggs in this race. So I'm sure Triggs will want to be making a little bit more headway and trying to get a win today. But Swanbourne, they're obviously the ones to beat for me.
Really good start. So as Chewy said, the athletes go down the beach. And you might have heard at home the little bit of crowd reaction in the background. So all the clubs are lined up. It's a great way to start the event today with all the clubs getting right behind. So we see them make their turn. So the early leaders are through. Ethan Jackson from City of Perth will be there or thereabouts as he was last time around. And you can just see Ben Waterman there, the son of the brother of Alec Waterman, the West Coast Eagles footballer, and Chris Waterman and Peter Waterman. They're Gun State reps as well. Chris Waterman, a 2-time premiership player with the West Coast Eagles. So about to come back for the first of the turns now. Ethan Jackson from the City of Perth has the lead at this stage, but he's got a bit of company today, and we'll bring the athletes past. Great way to start. A little bit of an adjusted, modified format today. True, a few of the events have been moved around since event 1.
Yeah, so we've moved some of the sprints and flags into different parts of today's program. And we've also got two teams from Scarborough today. So Scarborough currently sitting 2 and 3 in the team, so that'll be their A team. Good to see the home beach with 2 teams. They teamed up with Swanbourne in round 1, but 2 standalone teams. And while we're talking of the teams, what a close finish in round 1. City of Perth and Trig Island, 1 point separating them out of 128 points. So they're going to be a fierce battle resuming today. But we'll see if Triggs can knock them off. So some of the big guns are back. We're looking forward to some good racing later on.
Yeah, we sure are. And one of the things you'll notice about this event, like all the events during the day, True, every single point counts. So you can hear the noise in the background from all the clubs cheering on all their athletes. So even the guys who might be perhaps a little after the second half of the field are still winning important points for their club today. So they will finish under the arch. The leaders have made their turn down there at the far end of the beach. So might be a little bit of a surprise coming up here. We've got someone has got away. So Daylight second here in this one, and so you see Ben Waterman's work his way into second with that muscular style. But we do have a Ben Johnson from Scarborough has the lead. Thank you very much. So Ben, big win for Scarborough coming up by the looks of things, folks. So Scarborough guys, how good is that today? Ben Waterman, that typically muscular style of his, starting to push through now. But that's a massive effort from Scarborough. So they take line honours in the first event, Truey. Yes, Ben Waterman just finishing now.
Yes, there's some pretty good points there for Scarborough. They'll pick up 1 and 4 in that team format, and then obviously Triggs 2 and 3. So we've got heaps of points up for grabs in this first race. And as I mentioned, it is a team event. So it's not just where your first competitors finish, it's where your second, third, and fourth competitors finish.
Yeah, so Ben Johnson, just heard word from the Scarborough camp that Ben Johnson medalled in the Worlds recently, so he's in very good form. That was a big win too, so first of the females coming home now. All points, very important count here, down here at Scarborough Beach, the first of the events. So Scarborough picking up valuable points early, and as you say, great to see Scarborough here today. We're on their home turf, this historic surf club here in Western Australia. 3 surf clubs are 100 years old, of course. Scarborough gets to make the 100 mark, but so important. The host of 3 Australian titles down here at Scarborough Beach. So Ben Johnson takes it out. We'll have a chat to Ben in just a moment. And As you can hear, event round 2 of the Western Surf League for this year, well and truly on in earnest. Lots of support from the clubs, Drew.
Yeah, that's right. You know, one of the reasons why everyone loves coming to Scarborough for the Aussies is the amphitheatre type setup, the beautiful beach and nice clean water. And, you know, the crowd's really picked up from round 1, which is great to see, as we see the last of the runners just making their way in. But didn't bring my calculator down, but I'd say Scarborough, their A team probably well suited to, or well placed to win that first, which is a great start for them. You mentioned Scarborough, very proud surf club, home of Ken Vidler, one of Surf Life Saving Australia's greatest ever competitors, Olympian, kayaker, and winner of multiple Ironman, and particularly in the skis, not just in Scarborough, but right the way around Australia. So really great first race, good crowd involvement, and we hope everyone that's watching at home might even be able to get down for the second half of the Surf League today. Yeah,
True reckons the sea breeze is going to be in by 10 o'clock, but I reckon it might be starting to come in well and truly already down here today. It's starting to swim around to the southwest, probably about 25, 27 degrees at the moment, True, or maybe a little bit warmer, so perfect conditions for racing. They do like a bit of chop for the swim and the ski, don't they? Gives us something to do down here and a little bit of a challenge for the athletes. But the sea breeze is starting to make its presence felt here at Scarborough Beach. So our next events up, Drew, one of the blue ribbon events of any surf carnival is one of the most exciting things you can see at a surf carnival is the start of the ski races. So we've got the female and male skis coming up.
Yeah, that's right. So they'll be on straight away, first water event for finals today. And we're looking forward to some good racing. Jesse Phillips is back for Northcote in the male skis. So I'd say he'll give Dan Humble a bit of a run. Two very, very strong paddlers. And don't forget, we've got dry finishes today. So they hit the beach, and then they've got to run maybe 50, 60 metres up through the finishing arch. So a little bit unusual for a surf carnival, but it's really good for the spectators and those people watching from home.
All right, so the action continues down here, mybeach.com.au if you are watching at home. The first race has been a run and one, so Ben Johnson, first fella home for Scarborough. We welcome them back to their home turf, and we'll try and catch up with our women's winner in just a moment. But the event goes on for all those guys. Some of these guys will have a number of events today to compete in. So we'll see them right through the day, different faces in their different disciplines, their different areas of specialty, and they'll be getting with us soon. We've got a couple of guest starters today, True, as well as we had last time. So we'll have Ash Nesbitt starting a lot of the water events today, the gun paddler, and he'll be making sure everyone gets a nice clean start. If we look out to the water, we'll just bring our camera around to let you see the Indian Ocean down here at Scarborough. A little bit of a, as there always is, a little bit of a gully, a little bit of a sandbank there. And that, of course, will be an issue when the going out and also coming back in and try and catch a bit of the wave for the water events, Grant.
Yeah, that's right. So that gully's quite deep. There won't be anyone really running across that today. But once you've dived through, maybe taken 3 or 4 strokes if you're swimming, or maybe a really good start on the board, you can actually run across that shallow bank. Saying that, the tide is coming in, so that's only going to get deeper and deeper. So not a lot of wading today, but definitely a good little wave. Some of these waves are actually sitting up maybe 50, 60 metres offshore, so they will make a big difference, particularly in the faster type events with the craft. So the surf boats definitely make a big difference, and also the skis. They'll be getting runs all the way in, and then probably picking up waves, again, 60 to 70 metres offshore. So it's good to have a little bit of a wave, keeps it interesting, and that's what surf's all about. Even if you're coming second or third, there's always a chance of jagging a wave, and if you're in front, you've got to keep your pedal onto the metal, because if not, someone's going to come through on a wave.
So we've mentioned a few of the names that are here today. We'll have the announcement of the Western Suns team, the team heading over to compete in New South Wales shortly, True, so we'll have that afterwards. And our big presentation at the Scarborough Surf Club, or in the Scarborough Amphitheatre, certainly after events close today, so be around for that. Now, these are standalone events, True, so it's not a Grand Prix series, it's not a series as such, they are 3 standalone events. We've been at North Cottesloe, this is the Scarborough event. A little bit of prize money up for grabs as well, so, but most importantly, bragging rights, hey? It's a big thing to take out the title if you can.
Yeah, that's right, and you know, we know Triggs have been putting in a real big effort to form some pretty strong teams for this one. As I mentioned, 1 point separated first and second, and then I think about another 10 or 11 points into third with Northcote in round 1. So Northcote, a couple of their big paddlers are coming back. Trigg Island have added Karis Graham, who's been competing in surf for a long time. I think she's stepping up in the board later on. And also we see City of Perth adding Gab Murphy back into the sprint team there. Brittany Horton, fresh from getting married. They'll be adding some good depth into City's beach sprint area.
And always the stalwarts, the evergreens, Tegan Maffescioni, so good from the Northcote Surf Club as well, one of the gun sprinters, and Tommy Nolan. Northcote famous for their sprinters and their boat crews in particular. So look out for those guys today. We might move down to the start of the women's ski today, broadcasting from Scarborough Beach. This is round 2 of the Western Surf League. And we are in readiness now. The instructions being given to the girls, the female ski off first. A little bit of a change in the format today, Tree, as compared to round 1. We've just changed the middle of the format a little bit to keep the action going. So while the flags and the flags heats are on, that's when we'll be seeing the boat crews do their stuff, right?
Yeah, that's right. So we've sort of staggered some of the finals. So it's going to be action all day. No periods of rest for us, for the officials. Some of the competitors might get a bit of a rest, but it's pretty much event back to back. So we've just seen the 1Ks finish. Skis, they're about to get go, and so the females will head off. We've got Kira Albertson from City of Perth, took out round 1. She's back racing today, which is good. Simone Wilson from Trigg Island, she was 3rd, so looking forward to her moving up. And then we've also got the Northcote paddlers and also Asher from Motherloo. I think she was unlucky to finish 4th last round. I think she'll be moving up, and maybe even in the 2nd and 3rd for round 2. So looking forward to the female skis, which is just about to get going.
Our surf competition expert, Grant True, running his eyes over the field today and having a little look around. We're seeing different water conditions to what we saw at Northcote Tree. Some of the legs are a little bit short because of the tide last time, but I'll just get you, your experienced eye, to have a look at that swim course and that ski course today. I guess it's dependent on the banks and the water conditions and what the marshals want to do, but that's the beauty of each and every surf carnival, always different, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And this course has been set for action and for people, not just the competitors, but people watching at home. So I've already mentioned the short bank. They're going to be going as hard as they can for probably 60, 70 metres to get through the little wave zone. They pretty much finished that, and they're almost ready to turn right around that first cam. Same with the swimmers. They're going to be making their way through the start. Once they've navigated the bank, they're pretty much looking for that first turning can. So it is not short, sharp racing. It's what the competitors want this time of the year. Obviously, the Aussies races are a little bit longer, but it's just a good chance to freshen up after Christmas and New Year and get back into some short, sharp, hard racing.
All right, so we are away. First race, run and 1. We'll still get to try and bring you a women's winner from round 1 if we can, but you can see our guest starter, Ash Nesbitt, marshalling the troops, or I guess briefing the women's ski race before they head off. You know, it's one of my favourites, Tree, the start of the ski race, the power that we see generated off the beach. Always spectacular, always a few spills getting out through the surf originally, so I reckon it's one of the great events to watch at any surf carnival, particularly the Western Surf League, so not far away. Yeah,
that's right, Simon. It's, you know, you speak about the power that goes in from these competitors, but if you just want to move out the way, Simon, we'll just have a look at the this ski here. So for those watching from home, it may look like it's all nice and balanced out there, but these skis are extremely tippy. So this is where their competitors' feet go, and that's probably less than 30 centimetres wide there. Where they sit, it's a little bit wider, but that's the widest part of the ski. So if you have a look where their feet are and where a lot of the power is driven from through the legs, it's extremely narrow. So if you try sitting on a plank of wood with your feet together and get someone to give it a bit of a wobble, good luck trying to stay on. And these guys are doing it in the surf, on waves, and with other competitors right next to them. So it's a pretty tough craft there, Simon. We might have to get you out on one of these one day to see how you go with balancing on a narrow craft like this.
Drew, that was very good. You're showing your expertise there well and truly. And I guess the thing I'd ask you is, we do see, as we wait for the female ski to start, coaching in the ski paddle very specific, and a lot of you tend to get specialty areas at the different clubs. So Northcote's famous for boat crews and beach sprinters. Trigg is famous for its ski paddling program. Mullaloo and Sorrento, the two emerging clubs in the northwest, in the north of the metropolitan area, the juniors coming through, the strong swimmers and that sort of thing. So you do tend to get specialist coaches going to the clubs, right? I'll get you to answer that just as we're about to make a start here for the female ski.
Yeah, that's right, Simon. So quite often at training, it's not just the quality of the coach, but it's the quality of your fellow competitors that you're training against. So, you know, at Triggs, you can basically train against Dan Humble every single day, and that's going to make you a much better paddler. So we're over to Ashley Nesbitt, chief starter for the ski race, and we're going to be getting underway very, very soon. That sea breeze has picked up, as Simon mentioned, and straight after the ladies have raced, we'll have the males on the line. So Dan Humble, probably one to watch. Jesse Phillips, Olympian in the kayaks, obviously one to watch again. We saw him do some good races last year, and that spurt of, you know, that pure kayak power and technique. So it'll probably suit Jesse today. Maybe the choppier it gets, it may suit Dan, but at this stage it's probably fairly even for both of them in regards to what conditions will suit them.
All right, we're in the starters' hands now. Ash Nesbitt has blown the whistle. We're about to get underway with the first of our water arena events today. This is the final. All of our events today are now finals as we go through. So this is the final of the female ski race. The starter will be looking for an even start where...
Yeah, so off to a, nope. 1, 1. 1,
2, 2.
1, 2. Hello.
Two.
Okay, 1, 2. One, 1.
Two. We lost.
Start in the female ski, and it looks like the competitors just to the north and the centre of that field got off to the best starts. So again, we mentioned Kira and the Trig girls. Asher from Mother Lucy's off to a good start there. So again, they're heading out to those far yellow cans, and they'll be making a right-hand turn right around the apex and then back in for a run finish.
Yeah, so this is the first of the water events here at round 2 of the Western Surf League. Simon Bowman and Grant True with you. The girls just about to get to the can for the first time. We've got the boys now down there on the beach as well, all ready to go. And we hope you're enjoying all the action. The sea breeze is just starting to really kick around to the west. It's still got a fair bit of south in it, Truey, so you can see them angling to the south ever so slightly. We do see, particularly with the gun paddlers, we do see this little change of pace, a little bit of power that the guys near the front of the field just put in. As we see them across the viewers at home are watching the WA Surf League from our overhead drone. But Dan Humble will take this out. How about that Trig Island? He's pretty handy, isn't he? He's pretty good, this bloke. Community leader, as we know, works in community service in fire and emergency services. And Dan Humble wins the men's surf ski comprehensively today, folks. Big cheer for the big fella as he comes across the line. Chewy, that's a great race from him. Yeah, and really strong finish here for the other final positions. Josh Maurice, Ben Carrick, Jesse Phillips. That looks like it's Daniel Peters from Northcott. Just going to try and give Jesse a bit of a run there. And then we look back to, that'll be Devon from Trig Island in 5th spot. So pretty close racing in the end. A little tiny wave, but, you know, good hard racing. Dan Humble, pure class. Yeah, sure was. We're still streaming at home, so our sound dropping in and out a little bit in the windy conditions down here at Scarborough, but that's as good as it gets. Almost a carbon copy of what he did race 1. Love watching Dan Humble race. Very popular figure, not only at his own surf club at Trig, but such a good fella, well respected and regarded by the whole surf movement. We have a little bit of a change in the format now, Truey. We'll try and catch up with Dan Humble in just a moment, but a little bit of a change in format. We go to the Youth Iron Woman race now. Yeah, that's right. So this is a new event put into round 1. We saw Alex Slocum take out that in a pretty tight finish in the end. She had a good early lead, but it's really good. So we've seen, you know, some of the legends of Surf Life Saving WA, Dan Humble going around. We also saw Glenn Eldon in that race, one of the older competitors today with Cottesloe, and now we turn our attention to the youth. So these competitors are 14, 15 years old, and they're looking up to their older competitors. They want to be just like them. They want to be winning Australian championships,
and they want to be on the main stage, which is a fantastic opportunity for them in the Surf League. And I know round one they were really excited, and they're just as excited round two.
Yes, we've got a good spread of all the clubs down here today. As we look across the field, you can see Trigg, Scarborough, Northcote represented as well, City of Perth, City of Bunbury here, Secret Harbour. Swanbourne Netties in the field as well, so nice to see them. And they'll get really good support, the young girls. The junior programs, the youth programs, so important in any club. Often the older members come back to coach and to be involved. The great thing about the surf movement is people come back and stay involved. And a lot of these guys will be the stars of the future, as you mentioned. So just marshalling now. We've got to Dan. We might try and catch Dan Humble if we can. Dan Humble has taken out the men's ski race, and he's got a bit of a smile on his face. Mate, that was awesome, watching from the beach. Was that the plan, to try and turn on a little bit in the turn to home? That's what you did in round one as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Simon. It's such a short sprint to the first can. You've got to get there first, settle, and then give it everything on the way home. So that's the race plan. Works pretty well, and I'll just keep doing it.
A little bit of match fitness in there as well. So you've been racing, and you've got a bit of sort of race fitness, I suppose. So that always helps.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a long, probably 2 or 3 months with a lot of racing. So it's good to have a break over Christmas, New Year, and get back into it for the club. And as we spoke earlier, state team coming up.
Yeah, no, well done. Now, I was just speculating with Trui. Have you got a little bit in the tank when you go around that top turn? Are you holding back a little bit, or are you going flat out? And then the race instincts kick in. Are you holding back a little bit, which enables you to have that tone of pace?
It's probably max to the first can. Settle if you can, if no one's putting pressure on you. With Josh Maurice, really hammering it these days, it's hard to settle, but around the second can, back off. As soon as you're with that moving water, everything you've got. So you can do that in the ski or board, so it's probably a little tip there for the young guys when they're trying to work out how to get away when they're in front.
Race one, narrowly missed out on the title in round one of the WA Surf League to City of Perth. Pretty big day for Trigg today, isn't it? Try and get one back?
Yeah, absolutely. We put our best foot forward, and hope the younger guys in the team really enjoy the experience and do the best they can for the club, and take that step forward to cement a spot in the team for round 3.
Dan, that was Specky today. Congratulations, well done. Good on you.
Thanks, Simon.
Dan Humble from Trigg Island, well done, mate. Wins the men's ski. He was awesome today. Trui is here with another one of our winners. Trui.
Yeah, so I've got the winner of the female ski, Kira Albertson from City of Perth. So while I'm talking to Kira, Simon, you're going to be getting ready to call the beach sprint finals. But Kira, you won round one. You must be pretty happy with to back it up with the round 2 win.
Yeah, it's good to do.
And what was the course like out there? Tell us about the conditions.
It's pretty messy. Once you get around the top can, you can catch a few runs. But yeah, the wave's good on the coming in.
Very good. And what are your plans for the next sort of 2 to 3 weeks following this race?
I've got state team coming up. Yeah.
Very good. And in the state team, ski specialist, or are you going to try the board and swim as well?
Honestly, I have no idea, but I'm definitely not swimming.
Okay, very good. So winner of the female ski, Kira. And again, I mentioned one of the more experienced and famous competitors from the senior ranks. We're just about to see a start in the under 14 Ironwoman. So Kira, thank you very much, and good luck for the state team.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done, Kira. Well done to the City of Perth. But as we said, all the teams, all the clubs picking up points during the course of. You'll hear a lot of support from the clubs for the athletes who are in a minor placings or further back in the field, because that's what the WA Surf League is all about, picking up important points. So Grant True staying over at Water Arena. He's there with the start with our cameras for the youth Ironwoman. I'll head over to the beach sprint. True, back to you.
Thanks, Simon. So yeah, I mentioned the youth Ironwoman. Round 1 winner, Alex Slocum. She'll be obviously one to watch. Kate Lockley from City of Bunbury. She was 3rd in that one, and I think she's here today as well. Asher Ferguson from Trigg Island. So 4th in the first race, but she had a bit of a strong finish, so we'll be looking for her to move up the rankings. Good to see Scarborough here. They've got some good young competitors coming through their Nipper program, so they'll also be one to watch. So bit of a run, not much of a bank there for assistance, and straight into swimming across this little bank. A few of the competitors getting wading, so we might see some of the older, larger, taller competitors being able to wade later on today. So Simon, you got the sprint finals coming up, and I'll keep an eye on the youth Ironwomen down here.
Yeah, sure, True. So Gabby Murphy comes back into the field from the City of Perth, And we have our final of the women's beach sprint about to happen. So we have our cameraman down here with us now. So watch for Tegan Maffascioni from Northcott. Gabby Murphy in the field as well. Running into the this slight headwind today, Truey. And as beach sprints always do, does it like it's slightly uphill here at Scarborough Beach. So they are away in the final of the beach sprint here. And it looks like Murphy in the middle of the field, on the far side of the field. And City of Perth go 1-2, I reckon, unofficially. We'll wait for the official results here, but City of Perth thought they might have gone 1-2 here in the first of the finals. So just see our cameraman panning around there. A field, quality field here today, Truey, in the beach sprint, no doubt about that.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a really good race there, and again, good to see Scarborough with their runners in there. Very famous running club. They won multiple Australian sprints and relay championships in the female events. So I see these swimmers just making their way across the back of the course. They're pretty tight there. Probably about 5 or 6 competitors are all bunched up. They're going to move into the board. So today's order is swim, board, ski. And that goes right through for the Ironman, Iron Women, Camerons, Taplins, things like that. So the Youth Iron Women and Youth Iron Men, no ski. But nice, short, sharp racing today. And we'll see how these ladies go. So round 1 winner, Alex Slocum, they're doing well. Probably in about 2nd or 3rd position at this stage. And we'll see how she goes moving into the board.
All in readiness down here for the final of the men's beach sprint. We'll bring you an interview with our winner female in just a moment.
So Simon, just while you're getting organised with the winner there, the really interesting thing about the Youth Ironman and Iron Women is that a lot of these competitors are unknown. We haven't really kept an eye on them if they've moved through nippers. They move into the senior ranks, so it's always a bit hard to tell who's going to have some of these really good races. So we see Mullaloo, Trigg Island, City of Perth just pushing onto that little wave, not quite setting up enough for them, but it is an exciting part of the Surf League. We see these new up-and-coming competitors really starting to shine through and make a name for themselves in the Western Surf League. So, Simon, I think you've got a very happy winner there, and we'll hear how that race went.
Yeah, Brittany Horton-Hootengard. She's Hootengard today, she tells me. So, Brittany, well done. Good quality field, wasn't it, with Tegan in there and with Gabby Murphy. Nice to see her back, but just edged it out. 1-2 for City of Perth. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's awesome. This year's been incredible, having world champs in November, and the quality of the field of runners in WA and in the country is just incredible. So it was awesome today.
Haven't seen you for a while. Didn't see you in race 1. Been a fair bit going on in your life. How's the form? How's the training?
Yeah, good. A lot of festivities lately, but it's been good. It hasn't stopped training for myself or Hoot. So yeah, I think we're on board for Aussies.
Talking about Simon Hootengard, of course, the gun swimmer, distance swimmer from City of Perth, occasional Ironman as well. What else is on the program for you today, the WA Surf League?
Today I think we've got flags coming up, which will be really fun. I always like playing music for chairs, so it should be good.
Well done, Brittany. Congratulations. Good win.
Awesome. Thank you.
City of Perth go 1-2. Thank you. Brittany Hootengard takes out that. We shortly to go down to the men's race here. We're just trying to get a start this, Truey. How are we going down there with the Youth Iron Woman?
Yeah, really good racing here, Simon. So I think that's Asher Ferguson from Trigg Island. I mentioned her. She was 4th in round 1, so she had a really good swim. She worked that transition really, really hard, and she's put on a bit of a spurt there back to Alex Slocum, and then I think that's Rosie Wilson from Mullaloo. So pretty good racing. I could see a turnaround in results from round 1, but good racing, and it is good to see these younger competitors really working that transition hard, looking up to their older competitors and listening to their coaches.
Thanks, Drury. So we go to the final of the men's beach sprint. Tom Kavanagh from the City of Perth, Will Host from Trigg Island, Tommy Nolan, the big gun from Northcott, Tom Hodgkin from Northcott, Ben Whitehurst from Scarborough, Matt Toms from Trigg Island, Michael Hall from Coogee, Coogee Beach, and Jacko Simons, the other big hitter from race 1. This is the men's final of the beach sprint here at the WA Surf League in starters' hands. And they're racing, sand flying up everywhere. The technical expertise of Tom Nolan with a huge start in the middle of the field. But it looks like Jacko from Sorrento A gets up and Tommy Nolan in second. The two big hitters, great racing from the boys. So different in their styles. You would have seen that at My Beach. So Jacko Simons takes out the sprint from Sorrento A, and Tommy Nolan, we think, we'll wait for the officials, of course. Wait for it to been legitimised, but it looks at this stage, our winner on the road is Jackson Simons from Sorrento A. Really good performance, as always. True, a little bit of showmanship, a little bit of body language at the end of the race. I'm good. That was easy. All good for the beach flags, as we see from the boys. There's some ripper names in the field today. Tommy Kavanagh will host Tommy Nolan, who we think has picked up second. Tom Hodgkin, Ben Whitehurst from Scarborough, Tom's Hall, and we think our winner today is Jackson Simons. So nice racing from him.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. So I think that is Aisha from Trig Island. Pretty comprehensive win then in the youth Ironwoman, closely followed by, I think that's back to Cottesloe and then City of Perth. So good racing there. She's turned that around from a fourth in round 1, I think, to take out round 2. So pretty tight racing. This run's making a big difference here as we see Mia just moving into 3rd position, Mullaloo, City of Perth, and then first of the Scarborough competitors. So nice tight racing. Good to see these young and up and coming athletes making their own mark. And we're looking forward to the male youth Ironman coming up soon.
Yeah, thanks, Drew. Beautifully done. So Jackson Simons, a pretty tight race here, I've got to say. Probably about a metre in it at the end here, Truey, across the finish line with Tommy Nolan. Because Tommy Nolan got a flyer out of the blocks today. That technical excellence that he does have. Lots of sand flying around as Tommy Nolan got up to full speed. But that power of Jackson Simons just overpowering from the Sorrento club. So, folks, if you're watching at home on mybeach.com.au, Simon Beaumont, Grant True, this is round 2 of the WA Surf League. We're down here at Scarborough Beach. The sea breeze is in. It's probably creeping up around 30 degrees now here, Truey, I would have thought. But every post a winner for all of our clubs, trying to make every point on the compass count. Every point counts for that important score at the end of the day. So just a reminder that City of Perth took out the first round, our standalone rounds, and we saw Trig Island in second. Trig Island looking to make amends today. Dan Humble mentioned that, the big hitter from Trig Island. We'll catch up with Jacko Simons in just a moment here on the beach. Brittany Hootengar has taken out the women's sprint today. And as Truey said, we go down to the youth Ironman in just a moment. So Truey, you're down there at the start line right now.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. So boys are just getting their final commands, and probably look to Kai Machado from Trig Island will be one to watch in this. Oliver Brihalt, winner of round 1 from Secret Harbour. So right in the middle there in those blue bathers. He's going to be wanting to go back to back. So really good start there. You see these guys just run in, and Oliver there, fantastic dive, straight into the deep water, and he's already off to a little bit of a lead.
Yeah, as you said, True, there's always that gully here at Scarborough, reasonably deep today, isn't it? So they get now onto just going across the sandbar, but all good techniques. That's a pretty bunched field at this stage, so pretty close together. I know our drones and our cameras will keep you up to date with the youth Ironman race. We've got our female and male board races not far away, our finals. We'll catch up with an interview of our winner of the beach sprint with Jackson Simons in just a moment as well. True, that's a tight-knit group. There's 3 of those young fellas shoulder to shoulder out there. That lead pack will be important.
Yeah, so it's all fairly neck and neck, like what we saw in the females. We're just waiting for the camera to make its way down, and we're going to have a little bit of a tied winner from the female Ironwoman in the youth area. So Asher Ferguson from Trig Island, great race there. You really set that up in the swim.
Yeah, it was a really tough swim. We were all kind of together in a really big pack. But after the can turn, I just sprinted and tried my hardest to get at the front and give myself a good lead for the board. And all the girls up there, they're so good at swimming, and it made it really hard for me to get a good lead in that board.
Yeah, so you had the lead into the transition. You ran that run really hard, which was pleasing to see. Soft sand, what's it like to sprint and then have to get on that board?
Well, I'm not much of a runner myself. It was a long, hard run, but I just grabbed my board and went straight onto the water. I just sprinted straight in. It was very tough, yeah. And
so well, you've got the obviously the Youth Cameron coming up later. Will you be swimming or board for that?
I'm not in the Youth Cameron, actually. This is my only event today.
There you go, specialist iron woman. So bringing in some other good competitors from Triggs for that. So Ash, a winner of round 2 for the Youth Iron Woman. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Well done. We see there's that lead group of 4 swimmers make their way back into the beach now. And just a little bit of an assisting tailwind coming, slowly turning around to the west, mostly out of the south at this stage. But we can see in the Youth Ironman race. They make their way back into shore now. So group of 4, pretty close together, but all points will count today, no matter where each of the competitors finish. So group of 4 now starting to spread out a little bit, Truey, as they look for a little bit of a run. But as we've heard all the competitors say today, it's flat out. It's a flat out sprint. They are short courses. Everyone going redlining on the way out to the first can.
Yeah, so the hard thing about making a course like this is, as you said, they're going hard all the way around this, even in the Ironman and Iron Women. But when they get to probably around where the lead swimmers are now, that's where the hard work starts even to get harder. It's they've got to get their head down. They know there's going to be a wave. And the trick to catching these waves today is once you're on, you've got to straighten up like a surfboard, like a plank of wood, keep your head down, and kick as hard as you can to stay across that little shallow bank. As soon as you lift your head up, you're going to drop off. So a fantastic little wave there from Kai from Trigg Island, and it looks like he might have taken the lead there, I think. So still a bit of swimming to do across that inside bank, and then a real hard soft sand run. So Scarborough and Western Australia known for its soft sand, and that makes this transition really, really hard. So Trigg Island, Secret Harbour, and then Sorrento. And looking for lots of points in round 2 of the Western Surf League.
Yeah, so that looks like Kai Marchetto, doesn't it, going through now. So Kai Marchetto so strong in round 1 of the WA Surf League. Well known that he needs to pick up his work on the beach a bit, Kai. So strong in the water, so strong swimming it on the board. So a little bit of carnage out there. Plenty of support for these young guys as they come through. Kai Marchetto leading Youth Ironman. Real star of the future, Kai. He's a tough little nut, good footballer, good surf Ironman, and he just got, I reckon he would have got a little bit of advice from his coach on the run on the beach. But that first run, he really powered through. So he knows he has to work on that. He can run. He does play footy, so he goes okay. But he's got to make sure he doesn't max out too much in the water, Kai Marchetto. But he's got some company. He's got a couple of, well, he's got some company right on his tail there. So he goes around the can and will come back to us shortly.
Yeah, so that's Oliver from Secret Harbour, round 1 winner. So he's going to be pushing Kai all the way through. But he's doing quite well now. They've just dropped down onto their stomach, giving the legs a bit of a rest. And we'll see them starting to work some of these runs. As in the ski, you can get assistance once you turn that apex can. And then obviously moving into the wave zone. So still a bit of work. He'll know exactly where Oliver is. Oliver's probably just sitting there, maybe getting a 10 to 15% advantage of just on that wash. And we see Kai just sit up onto his knees, 5 or 6 big hard strokes, and he's put that 1 metre lead. It's now 6 metres. So again, we see the difference of knowing about the surf. Oliver's just coming back on a little run. It's definitely not flat water out there, and it is great to see things making, or the conditions playing a little bit of a hand in round 2 today.
We just see the next leg setting up on the beach. We are down here at Scarborough Beach for round 2 of the WA Surf League. There's some good names in the women's board race today. I'll get Chewy to cast his eye over the field, but we just watch the closing stages of the board leg. So coming into this important little wave zone here, Kai Marchetto from Trigg Island. He's been a nipper at Trigg ever since day 1. He's got himself a little run there, Kai, and he'll be working hard. He knows he's got to work the sand today. But Kai Marchetto gets a wave, and he'll be pretty stoked with that, I reckon, the young fella. So give a big cheer as he comes through. Kai Marchetto in the Youth Ironman. Just got to work this beach barrel on a bit. He comes, makes that final run to home now. Kai Marketo from Trig Island, after just having a good race in race 1, working really hard on the sand as he comes through. So little look over his right-hand shoulder, Kai Marketo. He's a daylight second today. That's a good win from him. I know he's a bit disappointed after round 1. So well done to Kai Marketo winning the Youth Ironman today.
Yeah, absolutely. So we see Trig Island taking out some pretty big early points here. The Youth Ironman and Iron Women are counting for full points, so they've taken out maximum points in the male and the female. We see the female competitors now just starting to get their orders, as we see a really close finish here, back into about 5th and 6th between Cottesloe and Trig Island. So super tight racing all the way down to those lower positions. And again, ones to watch in the female board, Nikita Friedman. Crowd love her. They go absolutely nuts every time she races, but she's going to be joined by her club mate, Keris Graham, and the winner of round 1 and 2 in the ski, Kara Albertson's state team member, will be pushing them both.
Nice little rivalry building there between Kai Marketo and Ollie Brio from Secret Harbour. Two guys who raced a lot against each other this summer, and two good guys to watch. Ollie Brio's a tank, isn't he? He's a beast of a kid, so strong. He had that little fall at the start of the board today. So, and I think you could definitely see young Kai worked hard on the sand today. Obviously, that was the lesson from race 1 from him. But nice little rivalry building between those two boys.
Yeah, that's right. So Secret Harbour's produced some pretty amazing competitors, being almost like a regional club. They've always, I suppose, batted well above their weight in regards to competing at the state and national level. We obviously saw the Hardstaff girls come from Secret Harbour originally. They're now competing on the East Coast. We saw Josh Maurice. I think he might be coaching Oliver at this stage. Very strong ski paddling and board paddling family. So Secret Harbour, they've got a great beach, got some good coaches down there, so I'm sure we're going to see some big things from their competitors this year and in the next few years.
Great field here assembled, as Truey said, for the start of the women's board today. Some good names in there. Let's bring this young City of Perth competitor home. Well done, buddy. Gets the big cheer from his teammates. They're pretty boisterous today, the City of Perth team. And that's what the WA Surf League is all about, support from your crew. Down to our starter, Ash Nesbitt.
Yeah, so this is going to be quite interesting, Simon. We've got Kira on one end of the field, right down to the south, and then we've got Keris and Nikita on the far north of the field. So they're probably the fastest board paddlers in this field, and they're going to be heading up. It'll probably form 2 packs fairly early, and then we'll see what happens around those cans. But really good start there, nice and even. And we see the 2 Trig competitors in Keris and Nikita off to a really good start there on just to the right of the screen.
Great start from Keris Graham. She's motoring. She has got herself back in good nick this summer. Look at that power there, just pulling away from Nikita, the 2 Trig Island girls. But a great start. You can see, if you're at home watching on mybeach.com.au, watching the WA Surf League, you'll get some great shots there. The power of Keris Graham. That's a great start from her. And she has ripped out across that little wave bank. And we can see Kira on the far left from the City of Perth in the red bathers. That's a good start from Keris Graham. I reckon she's been practicing her starts. And Trig Island up and about today. They a little bit got their noses out of joint, not taking out the first round, and they look really around about the place today. So Keris Graham goes around the first of the cans, making her way to the apex of the course. That's a ripping start from her.
Yeah, I reckon she's really showed that she's keen to race in the Surf League. We didn't see her in round 1. I know she wanted to be there, but round 2 and round 3, she's obviously going to be wanting to put some pretty big performances in. So she's just joined her there, but I think that's Nikita just on her wash there, and then back to Kira. So we see her, just all the competitors laying down now, giving the legs a rest. Up on the knees does hurt the hamstrings a bit and the lower back. And a bit of a rest, and we see Kira just jumping up onto her knees there, just trying to work the little runs. But have a look at Keris there. Beautiful little run there, right round that can. And I reckon that's just about got this race sewed up for her.
Chucks the right arm in the water to try and stick the brakes on a bit. Nice bit of surf skills from her. So Keris Graham from Trig, so experienced. Such a good competitor, Keris Graham. She, as you can see from our overhead shots on mybeach.com, she just looks over her shoulder now looking for a wave. But she is controlling this race from the front at the moment. Nikita in second, Kira in third. Race on for second there, well and truly there, Truey, I reckon. A little bit of surf skill coming, but looks like Nikita's got herself on a little run there, Truey. She's working hard to try and get over the top of that, but Keris gets the wave. And that's good work from the Trig Island duo there.
Yeah, good win there, so they'll definitely go 1-2. Nikita's still working hard. That's really good to see from such a young competitor, that she's still got, I suppose she's thinking about the race, and she's going to maybe try and down at Keris there, but second and third and fourth is going to be nice and tight, and we see Trig Island there, Keris just handing that over to Nikita, the younger competitor. So fierce competitors they are, but they're all about the club points today.
I think Keris Graham knew about that. So look at Kira Allison working so hard to pick herself up there. So Nikita just takes it out, and Kira just muscles herself into third. The City of Perth guys are pretty happy up there on the bank. So a really good race in the female board race today. Keris Graham, but I reckon Keris knew when she got out of the water that she had Nikita with her, and she sort of might have conceded the beach run. We go to the male board race in just a moment. We'll catch up with our winner down here in just a sec. But let's bring the competitors home here in the female board race. Every point, every place, every position counts for your team today. In starters' hands very shortly for the men's board race. Truey, that's a good field, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, it is a really good field. We've mentioned, people like Patrick Ely, third in round one. He'll be running another good paddle. Matt Collis and also Kelton Mulvey from Trig Island. So first, second and third from round one. And Brendan Peters from Northcott in fourth in round one. So that's probably where these point winners will go. Although I do know Riley Walker was disappointed with his result from round one. So we'll see if he can make amends.
So Sue Collins from Northcott just finishing there. Look at Matt Collis going in the middle of the field. Matt Collis is like just like a big sleepy kid as he walks around on the beach. Nothing phases him. And then once the gun goes, he's a great competitor, Matty Collis. A little bit crook, I think, coming off the back of sickness from in race one of the WA Surf League. But Matt Collis gets himself a really nice start there and gets himself out to that first can. Fair bit can happen on the way in, as we saw. Might try and catch up with our winners of the female board race. Who do you like out there at the moment, Truey, as we get to see them from side on? Drone shots from overhead for our watchers at mybeach.com.au. Nice start from Collis.
Yeah, absolutely. So he was a member of the Australian Championship winning under-19 board relay team and off to a pretty good start there. I think that might be Patrick there just on his wash there. And then closely followed by Riley Walker, and then probably back to Kelton there, round one winner. So super tight racing. We saw in the ladies, it wasn't over till that run, and Matt Collis just sitting up on that nice little chop there, coming around that last apex turn, and we see some of the other competitors now just really trying to run on that. This may turn into a wave, and I say these front runners will be starting to think about where the waves are coming from, what's going to turn into a wave, and how they can take the most advantage from the conditions. So Simon, you've got a bit of a superstar of the Surf League.
Yeah, we'll talk to Nikita Frednay in just a moment, but let's bring in the leaders. So they get into that important wave zone. So Matty Collis in the City of Perth, he'll be pretty stoked with that. He gets himself on the run. The City of Perth team go up. They're pretty happy with that. Coach Walker, he's pretty stoked. So Matty Collis is going to take this out, I reckon. So nice work from the big, tall, streaky Matthew Collis. He looks over his right shoulder. He will win this today. Nice work from the City of Perth. The City of Perth team are about to go mad up here, I reckon.
Yeah, that's a really good run there. So, board paddle there from Matt. Off to a good start, led all the way, was challenged, but came back really hard. And I think that might be...
Kelly Mulvey in second from Trig. So Trig working the points, working the sand really hard. Race on here between the four boys who are looking to get points for their team. Matt Collis wins the male board race today. Now we're not on camera. We've lost our camera. I'm here with Nikita Frednay, who's taken out the women's board race today. Nikita, you came out of the water with Keris. Do you think you had it covered on the sand today? What did you think?
Yeah, we train pretty closely, so we're pretty similar, and I think I'm a faster sprinter than her, so I got her in line.
She got a great start, didn't she? She just ripped out across that gully. You were right next to her and watched her move away, but you fought back and got yourself on a nice little wave near the end and then got on the sand, but she started well today, didn't she?
Yeah, she has a really, really good start, so my plan was just to stick in her wash, well, try to. Obviously, she got out far in front, so I didn't really have her wash for any of the race, but finally got there in the end.
Enjoying race 2 of the WA Surf League, you like it?
Yeah, I do. It's a really good format, but it's just the distance of the races are just so short. It'd be great if they were a teeny bit longer.
No, well done today. You got some points for Trigg Island. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Kita Freydnay. So one of the little stars of the competition, and no rest for the wicked. We see a lot of the athletes back down on the beach for the next start. One of Truey's favourites, the women's swim. Matt Collis takes out the male board race. We'll try and have a chat to Matt in just a moment if he hasn't fallen asleep by now.
Yeah, I think he's still there talking to the officials and just making sure their names are recorded. But female surf race now. So looking forward to that race. Sophie Lloyd, round 1 winner from City of Perth. And also Soraya Lee, third in last round. She's a very talented swimmer, so I know she'll be wanting to move up the ranks there. So again, not the longest of swims, and I think Keris Graham in there as well, backing up after the ski and the board. So looking forward to seeing how she goes in this swim.
Real character, Nikita Freydnay, isn't she? She's just talking about Keris' start. And once again, Graham has got a ripping start out through that gully. So experienced. I'm not sure she's a massive fan of the longer run, but all the athletes today are talking about the short format and how short the events are. Even Nikita, who's one of our younger competitors, talking about the short format today. Truey, in race 1, I can recall in the women's swim how spent the competitors were when they finished. They fought really hard. Because it's so short, they're often in oxygen debt when they finish, but they go hard, these girls. A lot of them train together. They know each other pretty well. As we see Keris Graham just getting narrowly headed as she heads out towards that first cam. But she's backed up well from the board race. A little bit of cross chop now. The wind's swinging around to the west here at Scarborough Beach. But that's a good packed field there. It'll come down to the run a little bit again today, I reckon, mate.
Yeah, absolutely, and just how the competitors use the bank. So in some of the longer races, sometimes you can just switch the brain off and just settle into a bit of a routine. In the short races, you're thinking all the time. You're thinking about what your first 5 or 6 steps across the bank are going to be, where the waves are, what line you want for the can, and before you know it, you're at the can, turning right, and you're on your way in. So not a lot of time for resting, and you really got to have the brain switched on for this short, sharp racing. And again, it's exactly what these competitors need this time of the year.
Yeah, so we can see our lead group there. So one of the swimmers has got so Sophie Lloyd, we reckon, who swims so well in race 1. So Sophie and Soraya Lee in there as well. We've been watching Soraya come through the junior ranks, haven't we, the last couple of years? Truey, she's a fantastic competitor, and always are there or thereabouts on the podium. So Sophie and Soraya out in front, we reckon, and Keris Graham just sitting there in third at the moment. So the experienced Keris Graham just hitting that final can now and making their way into the beach here. You call it, Truey?
Yeah, so they'll be just starting to think now, what line am I taking? They would have already been out for a swim and picked their line. They'll know that the sea breeze is going to push them to their left, to our right from the shore, and they'll be wanting to make sure that they're just lined up on that bank, and it's going to be quite hard work. These waves aren't sitting up a lot. There's enough just to get a run on, and they've still got a lot of hard work. So that bank's hard work when it's a bit of a washing machine like it is today, and then they've got to get up, run up a slight hill, and then onto the soft sand for probably 50, 60 metres. So pretty tough way to finish any race, particularly a surf race when you everything's screaming, you're using your legs on the waves. As we see a little wave just starting to sit up here, Sophie just getting a little tiny bit of assistance, but they'll be looking for maybe the second or third wave from this set to really give them any advantage. So another little chop there, just starting to line up, standing up on the bank there. I think they're still a fair way away from actually getting any big assistance there. But we see Soraya just pushing onto that wave. That's a good bit of body surfing as we're back on live streaming with the commentating.
So Grant True,
Simon,
we are live streaming still down here
winner
at
with
my
the board.
beach. And Grant True will bring home our winners. We just got a little bit of sound down here as we see our leader come through now. Truey, back to you, Truey. You can call the winners across the line now.
Yeah, so we've got the winner here, Soraya Lee from Motherloo, just coming up through the finishing arch here for round 2 in the female surf race. Really good swim there. Was headed off early by Sophie, but caught that little wave. And what a great way to finish a race with a little tiny wave and then into a run. So really good. City of Perth into second, Trigg Island filling the third and fourth positions for some valuable points. We'll have a chat to Soraya in a minute, but Simon, over to you.
That's a great win from Soraya Lee. I know we're still back, going back live to mybeach.com.au. For those of you who are listening at home, I've got Matt Collis with us, who's taken out the men's board race today. Good race today, mate. Pretty short, pretty hard.
Yeah, it was a short race. Luckily, there's a lot of quick kids in there, so it was good to be able to get it over quickly.
Nice win from you. Pretty good field. So nice win. Nice to take this race out. That gives you a bit of confidence, right? You're slowly getting a bit of a summer sort of competition fitness going, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like every race, it's good to see that I'm starting to get quicker, which gives a lot of confidence going to races coming up.
So, mate, you've just finished school. You've got life ahead of you. You're going to go to You're going to go to university. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to Curtin University to do engineering and commerce double major.
Yeah, well done. Good luck with that. I reckon you're the smartest bloke in your family, Matt. Well done. Have a good day today. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
We're just broadcasting back to my beach. We just lost our sound down here on the beach today. Soraya Lee has taken out the women's swim nation. She's with my co-commentator, Grant True, and she's got a big smile on her face. Over to you, Truey.
Okay, thanks, Simon. So we've got Soraya Lee here, winner of the round 2 surf race for the ladies. Pretty good race there. You sat in second, just on Sophie's feet, and then came through with a win.
Yeah, I tried pretty hard to get down that last little runner there because I just didn't want to swim all the way in, but I finally got down it and just like kicked all the way to the beach, so it was good.
Yeah, and we spoke earlier about the importance of, keeping your head down on that kick, and you basically came from second into the lead just from some pretty good surf skills.
Yeah, thank you. I just kept my head down as long as I could because I knew the bank was a bit funny and I didn't want to fall off it and just be in dead water. So yeah, I was kicking pretty hard.
Very good. And what about what's on for you for the rest of the day?
I'm just doing the Taplin swim and then I'm also just doing the all-comers iron at the end.
Very good. Well, good luck and some good points there from Mother Lou. We look forward to seeing how you go in the Iron Women and the Taplin.
Thank you.
So, Simon, they're a winner of the Female Surf League.
Very popular winner too. Good support. Soraya so often around the place. Great girl, hey. She's trained so hard. I reckon she's pretty stoked with that today. So well done to Soraya Lee taking that out for her team. Now, we go into the men's swim today. I can tell you, the male surf race today, that Ollie Brio's back in the field from the kids race. Charlie Hewitt and Harry Hewitt have just got out of the car because they've just swum the Cottesloe Mile, which is further down the beach. So they just swum 1,600 down there and hopped out of the beach. Thank you to our officials for letting us know that. So Charlie and Harry Hewitt from the City of Perth. In the field from Scarborough, from Northcote, from Northcote. Warren Jones in the field. Byron Kimber won to watch. Ollie Brio, who finished second in the board race today from Secret Harbour. Ben Johnson, who won the men's 1K run today. He said he was going to have a swim, so let's see how he goes with those runners' legs of his. Drew Corrigan, Callum Griffiths, John Kay, Mark Drupulich, Jack Wilson from Mullaloo, as we say, Charlie and Harry Hewitt from Northcote, Jake Batty, Max Anderson-Loke, Adam Forty and Will Savage. They've made their turn, Truey. You're the swim specialist. We see them from side on, game on. They're all short races today, right? Everyone's going flat out.
Yeah, that's right. So that's probably Jack Wilson there from Mullaloo in the lead. Look at some beautiful strokes there. So they've got the nice high elbows. When the chop kicks in, you've really got to make sure you keep the length in your stroke. And just like in the ladies, they're turning right now, and they'll be wondering about what's going to be coming up next for them across this bank. So Max Anderson-Loke also up there as I think that might be Harry Hewitt there from Northcote, just in 4th spot at this stage, fresh from the Cottesloe swim. And we'll see how he goes with the run. He's a big, tall fella, so that's going to help today. Max is a big, tall lad as well. And we've also got Byron Kimber there from Trigg Island. He won the Rottnest Duo last year with Charlie and Harry's uncle. So pretty tight racing there. But Byron more of an open water, longer distance swimmer.
Game on here, folks. Race in 4. So game on here, absolutely, as they come into the wave zone now. So not sure that the waves will have a big impact on the swim other than to push people into the shore. We'll come down to the run on the sand. So all the surf clubs getting ready. So in fact, they do get on a wave. So our early swimmer gets on a wave and you can hear the clubs showing their appreciation. That will probably win that young fella the race today. That's a massive catch of that wave for him.
Yeah, so that's pretty, can't quite see who that is from here with the glare, but yeah, it was a really good race. That might even be Fremantle may have just jumped up there first. So we'll try and get a bit more information later, but pretty good racing there. I can see, looks like Max Anderson-Loke running in there. Going to really give, I think there might be Will Savage there. 1 and 2, tight racing there, but Max Anderson-Loke with a bit of a better run. And then...
Big race on the sand.
Back to Trigg Island. So Harry Hewitt there into third position. And then that might be Jack Beattie there, a battle from Mullaloo. So super tight racing. These guys are spent after that run. And the good news is we've got some surf boat racing coming up very soon.
Yeah, so big racing, a lot happening on the sand with the boys' race today. So well done to all concerned and the crowd getting right into it today. The club involvement's fantastic here at the WA Surf League. So Will Savage takes out the men's surf race today. Once Grant True could catch up with him. All short races today.
And then are you good to...
Byron Kimber, in fact. So True and I just catching up on this after our interviews. Another good sprint finish here from the boys. So Byron Kimber takes out the men's surf race today. We now go to our boat finals. We'll have some flag heats and finals coming up as well up in the amphitheatre. For everyone watching at home on mybeach.com.au, hope you're enjoying today's coverage of the WA Surf League down here as we see the crews warming up for the boats today. Massive part of the program today. They've run and won their heats and semis. And Grant True's going to catch up with our winner from the men's surf race today. Truey.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. We've got Max Anderson-Lake here. Pretty good swim there. You sort of sat just on Byron's feet and ran him down on that last run.
Yeah, thank you. I was pleased with how that went. Just tried to get a quick start and then just try hold on.
And the conditions, nice and short, but obviously a little bit of a chop starting to help.
Yeah, definitely on the way and you could feel it helping. And yeah, it's nice doing a nice quick race. I'd head out.
Very good. And so that bank on the way out, on the way in, how was that underfoot?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It's pretty difficult to navigate because it's going up and down and up and down. But yeah, it's nice.
Very good. You're going to have a crack in the Ironman later on?
No, I don't think so. I'm today.
There you go. Only swim specialist, Max Anderson-Lake, winner in the male surf race for round 2 of the WA Surf League.
Yeah, so we finally got the name right. So apologies to the clubs involved, but we finally got that name right. Well done to Max. Big swim from him, and a really good finish on the sand from him today to take it out. So a couple of popular winners. Soraya Lee wins the surf race, and the big fella Maxie from the city of Perth wins the event today. All in position down here on the beach for the WA Surf League. Truey is going to head up to the amphitheatre for the beach flags. I'll join him up there in just a moment. And we are under the finish gantry here at Scarborough. We've got a nice little crowd down here today. Temperature expected to reach about 31 or 32 degrees. It's probably closer to that now, or has peaked in the sea breeze, starting to swing around for the west. All the races are a slightly shorter format today, but we go all going into finals. We're waiting on the boat crews to do their stuff, the female and male boat crews. Truey's heading up to the amphitheatre to watch the very exciting beach flags race today. That amphitheatre that's used so often here at Scarborough for community events. The torch relay came through here on the way to the Commonwealth Games. This is a great part of the Metropolitan Beach set up here at Scarborough. 4-time venue for the Aussies, the Australian titles. And Truey's up there now in that beautiful amphitheatre to watch the beach flags. Jackson Simons has won the men's beach sprint today, so he's in good form and picking up his form as the summer goes on. Brittany Hootengar, formerly Brittany Horton, has taken out the women's beach sprint as well. So quality field in the flags in both the men's and the women's today. All the action coming from our amphitheatre shortly.
So we're still a little bit away from the finals of the beach flags, but making their way through the heats. So probably the ones to watch again in the female beach flags are Brittany Hootengar now, Tegan Mafasoni, Gab Murphy, a very good flag specialist there, and Sydney Rafferty. She got second in the last round, so she'll be wanting to try and knock off probably Tegan or Gab in this round. And again, the 2 superstars of beach flags in WA and the world in Australia. We'll see Tom Nolan and Jackson Simmons going up head-to-head in the male finals a little bit later on.
Okay. Are you on me?
So you're watching all the action from the WA Surf League. We have the drones in the air, the beach cameras, the mobile cameras as well. Great to see Scarborough here on their home turf today, and Scarborough with 2 teams in. Might just, Truey, there's a little lull in proceedings while we're waiting for the flags guys to get their thing done. I'm waiting for the boat crews. We've got Phil Clayton here, who's been, once again, as part of the WA Surf League, being with the Nippers this morning. The amazingly credentialed Phil Clayton down here at Scarborough today. Not a bad day, hey, mate?
Yeah, fantastic. It's great to see a little bit of a wave on, and now the wind's starting to come up. It's going to come into play, and what I really like about this carnival is the fact that everyone's sitting here and watching that long sprint finish. A couple of guys there got them right on the end of the run leg, and it's great to see.
It is. How were the Nippers this morning? You put them through their paces. How did they go? Any talent out there, or you're mainly working on getting them to love the surf and be part of it all?
Well, I talk about a three-letter word, and that's fun. I think that's what Nippers is all about. But I will say there was a couple of kids from Cott and Trig there that were really good body surfers. I had the swim leg, and they were amazing. They were catching the waves all the way through the shore. And one little kid from Cottesloe that was he was a real little talent. He could really get along in the water. Great to have you here, mate. And we know for people who might not have seen the WA Surf League before, I know you're a big fan of it. We'll see you at the presentations a little bit later on. But this short format's it's a ripper, isn't it? Everyone gets involved. Everyone loves it. Yeah, well, for me, this is what Surf Life Saving is all about. I think the wonderful thing about it is that you've actually got the boaties sitting under the tent with your boards, your ski, your flaggies. You get to rotate around and walk around and see all the different action. And that's what Surf Club's about. I joined the club because my father loved the boaties, and I became an Ironman, and I started off as a nipper. And right here in WA, you're doing a really good job. It's short racing and it's fun. So, mate, we'll see you back for round 3. I know you come back and have a look at the kids, but you also like the competitive part of it. How's your own form at the moment, mate? You look pretty lean still. You're throwing the arms over? Yeah, I'm currently the head coach at Burleigh Head Surf Club over there, and I jump in and do most sessions. I'm lucky enough that our ski coach, Zane Holmes, is there, so I get pushed pretty often in the training session. But I love it. I love being involved with Surf Life Saving, and I see myself here for a long time. You're a good man, Phil. Thanks for having a chat to us today. Go to the WA Surf League. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Phil Clayton, good on you, mate. Phil Clayton from what a gun he was, Trui. We see the boat crews starting to get ready down here now. We just got this little lull while we go through our finals, and I know we'll go back to the beach flags now. Thank you, Trui.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. They're down to probably the last 8 or 9 down there on the beach flag, so we're going to go up later on, but the boat crews are starting to get themselves organised, so we'll just see this A final. So the ones to watch in here are Northcott. I think last round they might have got 1st, 3rd and 4th, so extremely strong. 2 crews in today, 2 teams, so they'll definitely be in the top 3. City of Perth did really well, 2nd last round, and they'll be looking to get as many points as possible. So the A women, we've seen the heats and the B final already. We're now into the A final, and then we'll see the men getting underway as well. Yeah, so surf boats, they're the largest craft in the program in any surf carnival. 4 rowers and a sweep. Nice, big, strong ladies and men in this. It's a real power sport, but also a lot of timing and finesse. So the oar work has to be perfect timing. You have to really work as a crew. And we see a number of Olympic stillwater rowers moving to surf boats when they finish in the river and the flat water. It is an exciting sport. They've got their national championships coming up in about 3 to 4 weeks. State teams have been selected, and we're going to hear about that later. But surf boats, again, it's going to be really exciting today. Nice little bank, little tiny wave, and these guys will be working the runs probably about halfway in from those coloured cans that you can see out the back. So after we see the surf boat finals, we're going to be moving into the flag finals at the same time, and then we'll move on to the team events in regards to the Taplin and the Cameron. So still a number of events to go. Big points on offer, and surf boats are a very valuable part of this program. And it's one of the unique things around the Surf League of combining both the beach, the sprinting and the flags, longer running, swimming, board paddling, Ironman and boats all in one compact event, and it is great to see. And I know lots of people are watching at home, live streaming on mybeach.com.au, And I know a lot of the competitors will probably take the advantage of maybe just re-watching their races later on during the week just to see where they went, what they did right and what they did wrong. And maybe some of the coaches also keeping an eye on some of the tactics from the fantastic drone footage that we see, not just in the ski and the board, but also in the boat. So, Simon, we're going to get underway soon with the final 4 or 5 in the flags, and the ladies in the surf boats are not far away.
All right, so as Tree said, if you are watching us at home at mybeach.com.au, we are live streaming. Thanks for tuning in. Women's Boat Cruise to get underway. So just talking to Phil Clayton just then, and Phil talking about how great it is that the boaties are in the tent with the flag, what he calls the flaggies, and everyone mixing in together. Great format, every point counts, every position counts. I'm going to head up to the beach flags. Tree down here to call the boats in. Hope you're enjoying the WA Surf League from Scarborough Beach here this morning.
Yeah, so we've got 2 Northcote crews in this final, 2 city crews, Secret Harbour, and then Mullaloo right in the middle there. So just making some last-minute gear adjustments, and then we're going to be underway for the A final. So Northcote, obviously the ones to watch here. City of Perth will be pushing hard in the middle, and then Secret Harbour also had a good row in round 1. So pretty elite company in this final, the A final for the surf boats. And as we mentioned before, if Trigg Island are one of the best ski clubs in Australia, Northcote's definitely one of the best surf boat clubs in Australia, really representing well at both state, national and world championships. And we saw Sweep Dave Hunt and his under-23 crew come home with a gold medal from the recent world championship. So Simon, you must be getting close to some of the finals and the flags, and we'll let you know how we're going down in the boats.
Yeah, so just getting down to, I guess, the business end for our cameras are here at the beach flags. This, I suppose we'll call it a purpose-built amphitheatre. It was sort of built at around the time of the first of the 3 Aussies we had over here.
Tim, can you direct?
And the big hitters are making their way through the elimination here in the flags. A nice little crowd here, True, I've got to say as well. People watching at home on my beach, but there's a good crowd here today. Pretty warm day, about 30 or so degrees down here on Scarborough Beach. And the beach flags continue in the amphitheatre. As we said, we've saw the baton come through here for the Commonwealth Games for the torch relay. And this is the side of the Scarborough Carols by candlelight as well. This is this great precinct down here at Scarborough Beach that's been recently built. Got the 2 surf lifesavers, the statues, the sculptures up on the northern part of the amphitheatre as well by the sculptor Tony Jones, famous for Eliza in the Swan River, and C.Y. O'Connor down at South Beach. In starters' hands here.
Sorry, I'm going to have to get you. Yeah? I'll just take it. That's all right. Okay. I don't really know what I'm covering though.
All right, so True, you've got to start down there. I'll just quickly take, we've got Tegan Maffescioni and Gab Murphy in this run through now for the girls, and also Brittany Hootengar as well. So big heat of the women's race coming up right now in the flags. Back to you, Troy.
Yeah, so really good start there in the A final for the surf boats. Northcote on the left, off to an amazingly quick start there. They've been really working that southern side of the course all day, doing really well. Back to their teammates in the middle and off to the far right. So some of these crews in the middle just getting caught on that little chop. And these are big, heavy craft, and every time you get hit by a little wave, it takes a massive amount of effort and good timing to get that boat moving again. So we can see you don't get hit by a wave, you've got about a 4 or 5 length boat lead on the rest of the field. So Secret Harbour, City of Perth and Mullaloo probably getting hit there, but they've got a bit of work to do and get this timing as we see Northcote and the other City of Perth crew doing the best for the top 3 points at this stage. Halfway out, it's going to be pretty exciting as they make their way back in through the surf. Simon?
All right, so a big heat of the women's flags just running through, reasonably civilised here at this point. So the flags have been handed in. So just the eliminations going through. So the girls working pretty hard, heart rate going up slowly as they work their way into this. The big 3 still in the field today. So Gab Murphy, Brittany Hootengar and Tegan Maffescioni still in the field at this stage.
So it's Northcott 1 and 2 at this stage in the A final of the surf boats for the ladies, and closely then City of Perth probably just moving into third position around that yellow can on the far right. So just see these chops starting to play a difference now for the surf boats. We'll see the timing pick up. Whenever there is a wave or a little run, the rating does pick up, but you've got to keep the timing. You've got to keep those nice, sharp catches to keep these boats moving. So maybe another 30 seconds and we'll see them moving into the wave zone.
Thanks, True. So boats still going through. The drones are in the air. We have the cameras on the beach for mybeach.com.au. Here in the magnificent Scarborough Beach Amphitheatre, watching the elimination stages of the flags. The winner of the beach sprint, Jackson Simmons. Sometimes Jackson Simons, depending on your commentator, is in this field, and Tommy Nolan in the middle from Northcott. So two of the best flaggies in the state and in the
Sorry,
country.
Simon, I'm just going to jump in there. We've got Northcott just pulling onto a nice little wave, and this is where the sweep really earns his bick. He's just holding that boat straight, working it around. All he's steering with is this little tiny sweep oar, and that's a good effort there. I think that's Dave Hunt there, just sweeping that crew in. Great bit of work there, nice level boat, and well, that was pretty impressive there by Northcott. They led right from the start, and they've come away with a really great win in round 2 for the female surf boats.
Starters' hands here in the amphitheatre.
Northcott into second place, and we then look back to Secret Harbour and City of Perth. It's going to come down to this run up to the flags. Maybe City of Perth down to the far side coming in third, Secret Harbour, and then Mullaloo and City of Perth fighting it out for those minor points. So really good racing, hard racing. Back to the flags with you, Simon.
Thanks, Drew. In starters' hands here. So just making a few adjustments on the field, different preparation techniques for these runners. Fair bit of talent on display right at the moment. Judge has seen something he doesn't like, so you can see all important here, these starts, we may have a break. So Tommy Nolan in the middle from Northcott, Jacko Simmons. So Scarborough sit down, so famous for their beach sprinting, as True was saying. We'll have a restart here, we'll go through it all again. So Trig, Northcott, Fremantle and Sorrento A. Beach sprint winner Simons in at lane 2, Nolan 4. Not far away from our male surfboat final today. We do conclude today's events here at the WA Surf League with the All-Comers Iron Woman, All-Comers Iron Man. The mixed Cameron relay final, mixed Taplin relay final coming up as well. The big team events which all the competitors love. Massive team exercise today for all the managers. As we've said, all the clubs involved looking for points. A little bit of prize money up for grabs at the end of the day today. We make our presentations. The all-important announcement of the Western Suns state team will be made today. Well, we just wait for the officials to confer down here on the state of play in our beach flag finals. We have had the first leg of the WA Surf League for this year has been held at North Cottesloe. And we're going to our second league today. As we've mentioned a couple of times, City Beach take out the first event, the first leg. Trigger Island are pushing really hard today to try and turn it around. So just while we wait for the sprinters to reset up here, True, when you need to butt in, please do. I'm just here with Keris Graham from the Trig Island Surf Club. Little lull in proceedings here today, Keris. Now, we've been talking about your starts today. You're up and about today on the starts, is that right?
Oh yeah, I guess so.
We saw you in both the board and the swim having to go back to back, which is all part of surf racing, I suppose. But good starts, getting out through that gully early. They're short courses today, aren't they?
Yeah, they're great short courses, especially for me. I've just come into the team because a lot of our swimmers are away at the Royal Lifesaving Nationals.
You guys, girls, come in.
Still loving it, still right into it. It's a tough old sport sometimes to stay at the top of the tree, but you're still obviously enjoying it and being part of Trig.
Yeah, not so much competing too much anymore, but just, I guess, managing the kids and still being involved as the Director of Surf Sports at Trig.
Teacher by profession, that's right, so lots of kids in your life, isn't it?
Yeah, lots of them at school and then down here as well at the surf club.
Well done today, Trig looking good today. Thanks, Keris.
Thank you.
Keris Graham from the Trig Island Surf Club. So back into position. Thank you, Keris. We're streaming live today to mybeach.com.au. We've had one of those little surf club that can only happen in a surf competition, a little bit of a lull as the officials confer and a few of their competitors get themselves sorted.
Yeah,
we go
thanks,
down
Simon.
to the business end of the female flags coming out now. True, back to you.
Yeah, thanks. So as the males get themselves organised for the A final, we've got the winning crew here from the ladies, Northcott. Fantastic row. First of all, who's the bow rower? Emily. Okay, so Emily, but you've done a much longer run already today.
1K before, but that was probably more exciting, that little one.
And the conditions today for a bow rower, how are they?
Oh, it's a bit windy and bumpy out there now, but it was good. We were all moving the boat.
And the 2 and 3 seats, where are they? Okay, so 2 and 3 seats, traditionally the powerhouse engine room of the boats. How was it today?
Good. You know, we've really been practicing those power strokes, and that came out today. We had, some good calls out there. You know, like you said, in the wind, bit of bump, but getting the power on the oar, we're super pumped.
And any chops, any runs there to help you girls on the way in?
Yeah, a few little runners really helped to get us home, but we could see the open women out the corner of our eyes, so that kept us going as well.
Very good. So now, the most important person in the boat, where I used to row, stroke. You're never out of time. How did the girls go today?
Yeah, really good. It was good to have the crew back together again. We get on well, and I love rowing with them, so it was good fun.
Okay, well done. And you sweep Dave Hunt. Not a bad wave to hold it on the way in, Emily.
No, he can always hold a wave. He's a champion.
Very good. Round 1. Congratulations, girls, and good luck for the rest of the season.
All right, so we have the 2 combined streams going through in the women's flags now. It's not unexpected that we see Britt Hootengart, Gabby Murphy go through. And Tegan Mafcioni as well. Very great to watch the flaggies as always. Just a bit of body language, a bit of showmanship between all the athletes as well as they strut their stuff. Truey's just conducted an interview with a boat crew member down there, which is always fraught with danger. Well done, Truey. Nice work. We go now, the 2 men's streams combined now as well. So plenty of really talented sprinters still here on the beach. If you're watching at home, you can see our mobile camera here at the Scarborough Amphitheatre. All finals today. These are the beach flag finals for the men and women. We've got the male surfboat final to come. Then we go to the mixed Cameron relay, the mixed Taplin relay, then the Ironman and Ironwoman race to conclude events today.
That's right, Simon. So into the starters' hands right now with the male surf boats. This is the A final. These guys are going for maximum points today. Northcott, really hard to beat in surf boats as usual. They'll be ones to watch. City of Perth crew squashed in between there. They had a good win in round 1, disqualified, but still finished nice and tight. And then we see City Black, Scarborough Black in the middle, and then Cottesloe. Good to see them racing today. So pretty even start all the way around. Middle crews probably got the better of those conditions there. So a bit of work there for the 3 fastest crews in Northcott, City and Northcott. But this is going to be really tight racing. And like we saw in the girls, it's going to come down to how they work as a team, the timing and the power into the wave zone. So about halfway out, Simon, and you've got the ladies' flags.
Yeah, thanks, Truey. So the finals, the run-throughs, the eliminations continue here. there's 7 runners, there'll be 6 flags out. You can see the big hitter boys are going through. So you'll see these runners start to really work into form. They have to pace themselves, but they've got to get that flag. They've got to get up early. It's a technical sport. All of these guys are different. All the girls are different in the way they start, the way they prepare. Some are technicians, some are power athletes, some are a combination of both. But you can see from our mobile camera here in the amphitheatre, we have 7 girls going through, so 7 lanes, 6 flags. And the big 3 side by side in this one, so you may see a little bit of jostling between Hootengar, Murphy and Maffescioni in this one.
Thank you, Simon. So we're just at the turn, halfway point of the A boat final, and a little bit of an upset looming here. Northcott, they're obviously doing really well. City Black in the middle, but Scarborough Black, first time we've seen them in the Surf League. They've had a really good row, and they probably hit that turn first. So they had a really good start. That sets you up for a good race. And we saw some really good timing there from this crew. So second from the left, Home Beach, they're going to know these conditions. I think that might be Gary Hodgkins there, also a noted Australian ski champion. He's sweeping that crew today. So still a little bit of the way to go, about a third of the way in. And at this stage, it's Northcott, City and Scarborough showing the rest of the field just how to row in these choppy conditions. So not far to go. The crews will be getting their last-minute instructions from their sweeps. They'll be calling exactly where they are. While they're looking at their oars, they're not looking around at other boat crews and, losing concentration. Just as we see Northcott, just probably with the best advantage on this little wave here. We'll see the rating pick up. They stay nice and timed, the boat's nice and level. Sweep's just calling them on. Scarborough Black just pulling onto a little wave. That was a chop, that's turned into a wave. This race is definitely not over. Scarborough Black in the middle, Northcott off to the far side. Don't forget these races are run finishes. So the bowman or the first 2 rows have got to get out and run up. As we see the oars trail, Northcott probably first to their feet, Scarborough up running to the black flag, Northcott to the red flag, and wow, tough racing, really tough conditions. But probably Northcott, Scarborough, and then back to City of Perth for the top 3 positions.
Yeah, nice calling, Grant True, down on the beach calling the men's boat crews. Such an important part of the surf movement, the boat crews, of course. A lot of characters out there, and tell you what, the Scarborough guys in full voice today, Chewy, on their home beaches. We see another elimination run through here from the big guys, the big hitters in the field. And some of the juniors getting pretty excited about their man getting through that one. Starting to get pretty serious now, Chewy, here in the beach flags. The women down to 6, and the boys down to 6 as well. So we do have a camera on the sand down here, so I'll get ready for the all-important elimination. So the placing's all important, the lane's all important. When you get to the favourites next to each other, they might be diving for the same flag. You're seeing more and more diving coming into play now as we get to the business end. Early in the rounds, a lot of the athletes happy to just run through, power through and pick the flag up on the way. But now we're seeing more people chucking themselves in. Pretty brutal sport. We saw some pretty significant injuries race 1. These athletes throw themselves about with shoulder injuries and what have you, but you never quite know what's going to happen, but towards the end of the day. But we now see another heat of the women's flags here at the WA Surf League. Race 2, 6 in play, in starters' hands. So you can just see on the far side of the course, you can see Murphy and Maffescioni alongside each other there. So for the people who are in the amphitheatre today, or the guys watching at home on camera, the big 3, City of Perth, Northcott. One of the great things, of course, about this format is we see the young competitors coming through competing against the best in the business. So they learn positioning, craft, the starts, the stand-up, pacing yourself through the competition. The young sprinters learn a lot from the more experienced sprinters in the race. Such high quality sprinters we've always had here in WA, with guys like Tom Nolan and Jacko, Tegan, Gabby and Brittany are guns statewide and nationally. And it's great for the bringing everyone, dragging the rest of the standard of the competition through. Troy, you've had the surf boats race down there. I think Northcote, Scarborough, and a third place there as well.
Yeah, so we saw Northcote take out the ladies and the male A finals. Scarborough in second, and then City of Perth, and then Northcote also second in the ladies. So pretty tight racing. None of these races were over, at halfway. The waves and the conditions and the turns did play a big part. So we're not far away down here for a start in the Youth Cameron. Again, another new event for this year. Really good to see some of these young competitors getting their chance on the big stage, as the officials and marshals are busy transforming a surfboat arena into a more traditional ocean arena for board, ski and swim. So pretty exciting racing, some big team events coming up, and looking forward to the final stages of the flags.
Yeah, the relay finals are always exciting, aren't they? Grant True and Simon Beaumont, your commentators. We are not only talking to the clubs down here on the beach, but also broadcasting to mybeach.com.au. We are down to 5 girls in the beach flag, so getting to the business end. We've got the big 3 in the middle, with the greatest respect to all the others who have gone through today. So good chance to shine today. Brittany Hootengar's looked pretty awesome today, as has Gab Murphy. Tegan picked up 4th today in the beach sprint, I reckon. So such an experienced campaigner. She'll be looking to make her mark on the sprint final. In starters' hands down here, race in 5, down to 5 and 4 flags.
Yeah, so we were hoping to get the winning surfboat crew from Northcote for a bit of a chat, but it looks like they've packed up their gear. So if they are around, please come and see me. We'd love to hear how that race was. It was a really strong race, and you did have to work hard. So not long to go now. Cameron's just getting lined up. Swimmers obviously head off first, followed by a runner, board, and then another runner. And not far away from him, I think probably some final spots up there with you, Simon, in the flags.
Yeah, down to 4 in the girls. So we've got elimination just through. So Tegan Maffescioni just working super hard from Northcote to stay in there. She had a dive for the flag there. And she goes through with Brett Hootengar, Gabby Murphy. Down to 5 in the boys here, Truey. So game on. Just ask all the crowd here in the amphitheatre to get stuck in. This exciting stages. This is a ripper spot to watch beat flags. This is what this amphitheatre is all about down here at Scarborough today. And all the boys going through their last minute preps. All these guys, different personalities, different styles, different techniques. All right, in starters' hands now, 5 down to 4. 4 in the women, 5 in the boys. All right, off and racing here in the flags. Look at Tommy Nolan put his head down. Tommy Nolan and Jackson Simons really starting to wind up in the middle of the field there. Unbelievable to watch it from side on here at the amphitheatre. Great racing from the boys. Starting to rip it through now. So down to 4 in the men. We're down to 4 in the girls now. So from North Cottesloe in the blue and white, Tegan Maffescioni. We have Gabby Murphy from the City of Perth. Brittany Hootengar from the City of Perth, and Sydney Rafferty from Sorrento on the final of the course. So good in race 1, in round 1 as well, these 4. No Gabby Murphy in the first round of the WA Surf League, so this is as good as it gets, folks. The 4 gun sprinters in women's beach flags in WA. This is a ripper right here in front of our eyes, the 4 big hitters. 4 sprinters, 3 flags. Here we go.
So not far away from a start down here in the Cameron, Simon, and as I said, these youth Camerons, it's a team event, mixed, so you've got to have 2 males. And
racing here, Truey, so they're away. So Sydney Rafferty goes to the middle of the field, but the big 3 go through. Nice big hand for Sydney Rafferty. She goes out, and some good camaraderie between the girls, Truey. So down to 3, and they are really starting to move now, starting to warm to the task. Big smile from Sydney Rafferty from the Sorrento Surf Club. And we come down to 3. Murphy, Mafascioni, Hootengar into the final 3 of the women.
so yeah, the teams to watch today in the Youth Cameron, Simon, round 1 winners, City Black, they're going to be up there again. The 2 Trig Island teams, we've seen a big surge come from that club in round 2, and I reckon they're looking pretty good for points in today's league championship. So watch out for both of those teams. Mullaloo A, they've got some good young competitors, and they're going to be right up there when it gets down to the last 3 or 4 positions.
Right, Truey, so we are down to 4 in the men here in the beach flags. Very exciting here in the amphitheatre. Nice little crowd building up. Will Host and Tom Hodgkin, Jackson Simmons, Jackson Simons, and Tommy Nolan. Good luck, boys. Here we go. Get behind them, folks, here in the amphitheatre. 4 down to 3. All right, so just 1 goes out. Well done, boys. 1 elimination there. You can hear, I think it was a family word for the middle of the field there. But well done, boys. Good racing. All different, these guys. All right, folks, here we go. Truey, I'll come back to you in just a moment. I'll just announce these guys to our crowd as they're making their preparations. Tegan Mafascioni from North Cottesloe in the middle. Gabby Murphy on the ocean side of the course. Brittany Hootengar. 3 down to 2, folks. The 3 big hitters of beach flag sprinting here at the WA Surf League round 2. Good luck.
You're halfway through the swim in the Youth Cameron, and as we predicted, you know, Trig Island so strong in these team events, and 1 and 2 at this stage. So that's their 2nd team as well. So look, really good racing there. Probably back to Mullaloo, then City of Perth and Scarborough. So it is good to see these young competitors there. Look at the board paddlers just starting to work out where they're going to go, and
right.
Looks like we're down to the last 3, Simon.
Thank you, Grant. It's all right. In the amphitheatre, here we go, folks. The big 3 of women's sprinting. The 3 big guns. Here we go. In starters' hands. And they're up and they're off. Mafascioni in the middle with the 2 City of Perth girls either side, and the 2 red and white flags go. Take it out, the red and white caps. Big hand for Tegan Mafascioni, folks. The big hitter from Northcote. Well done, Tegan. She gets the hugs. She is such a competitor, Tegan. 6 times in the state team. And she bows out to the 2 City of Perth powerhouses. No Gabby Murphy, round 1. Training partners, mates, all on the line. All right, Will Host from the Trig Island Surf Club. Tom Nolan in the middle. The gun Australian state sprinter. And, of course, Jacko Simons, the beast. On the far side, of course, the big 3 here, folks. True, I'll just stay with this if that's okay, just while I know you've got competitors coming through the all-important end of the swim leg, but we'll just stay with this one if that's okay, mate, just for 1 second. Just bring us up to date, actually, if you will, mate. I see the boys coming through the wave zone there now.
Yeah, that's a 2 Trig Island teams just popping off the back of that little wave. There's a wave out the back. This could bring the rest of the pack right through and even up this race within 1 wave. 4-5 on that. Trig Island, they're up and running. 3 still on the wave. Really good surf skills from these young competitors. And we saw 2 competitors out in front. It's now about 6 or 7, and this race is definitely not over.
All right, so we go back. So we go back to the amphitheatre. Here we go, folks, the big 3. The contrasting styles. Look at Tommy Nolan with the head down. Jackson Simons, so Will Host, big hand for Will Host. He goes out from Trig. Just these contrasting styles of these 2 gun sprinters up here, Truey. Simon's up, muscling his way through, weaving over the course. Tommy Nolan head down till halfway through the course. As always, just so technical. Uses all that power to propel himself through the course. They're so different. We go now to the final of the beach flags. We have Brittany Hootengar on the eastern side of the run lanes and Gabby Murphy. So we go through now. So Truey, I know you have the guys going out on their board leg now, so we'll just go back to you now while the girls are making their final prep. We'll come back to me up here in about 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, that's right. Now, we saw that wave turn into 3 or 4 up the lead there, and we see City of Perth and Cottesloe. They've now popped into first and second. So 2 of the mixed events adds another dimension to this race, and we see the 2 male paddlers there. This is going to be a really tight race as we hit to the wave zone. Simon, you've got the final 2 up there.
We do. We have 2. So Gabby Murphy and Brittany Hootengar from the City of Perth. Here we go. All right, they're up and racing. Gabby Murphy just, oh, look at this, right shoulder to shoulder, the big smile. She just knows she's got it. 2 guns. Good warm applause. Big hand for our 2 finalists, folks. How good was that? They go to the shoulder, right on the line. Gabby Murphy just with that 10 centimetres or so, just ahead of her mate there, the 2 training partners. So the results reversed from the beach sprint. Brittany Horton, Brittany Hootengar won that. Gabby Murphy takes out the win today. We'll have a chat with her in just a moment. Truey, just as your guys come back in off the board, we'll come back to you. We'll have a chat to Gabby Murphy in just a moment here at the amphitheatre.
Yeah, so final stages of the Youth Cameron, and there is a wave coming. Trig Island aren't out of this yet. Can they get the nose of their board just over this little run? City of Perth got that first run, but we see Cottesloe just falling off the back. Trig Island, here they come across that bank. This is going to be another super tight finish. We saw it in round 1. City of Perth handed over to their runner. Trig Island, their runner's up now. Slight little bit of wash here, and here we go, round that flag, and this is going to turn into a real close finish. City of Perth, Trig Island, these 2 clubs working hard to get the maximum points. Trig Island just coming through there on the inside, and what a great race. The Youth Cameron, good work from the crowd, and these young competitors, we're going to be seeing some good racing in future years.
Fantastic. This is exactly what the WA Surf League is all about. So we are still going to live streaming here. We just lost our sound here on the beach. So we go to the final now. We'll try and bring you that. We just bring you the... So live streaming back to up and about. So Jacko Simons versus Tom Nolan. Have a look at this. It's on. Oh, what about that, folks? So if you're watching at home, we get our sound back here. Shake of the hands from the 2 boys. What a great final that was. What a great race. Tommy Nolan's in ripping form today. And Jacko gets it at the end there. That was as good as it gets here, folks, on the sand. Tommy Nolan just so chirpy and happy during the course of today. Might just grab the 2 boys while we can. Hey, Tom, how was that, mate? As always, when we catch up with you, a bit sweaty, a bit grimy, a bit gritty, plenty of sand everywhere.
Absolutely, it's a tough race, so you've got to put in the effort, and there's always a bit of sand involved.
You always seem today like you're up and about. You were really good today, and you must be pretty happy with your form.
Yeah, I think I've come out of the Christmas break pretty well, and looking to consolidate now and move into that championship period and start to get some pace.
Well done, mate. Fantastic today. Tommy Nolan, everyone, give him a big cheer here in the amphitheatre. Jacko, how was that? That was pretty close to the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's always tough coming back after that Christmas break, but happy to get some good turns out, some quality opposition before interstate next week, so that was good fun.
Just you probably got just a kilo or 2 on Tommy, haven't you? And when it comes to that big clash of shoulders at the end there, that helps a little bit. He's a great technician, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't think the size really plays much difference. He's really good with his body work, so you've got to try to get the jump on him, which is really difficult. He's just a lot of experience, and he's been doing it for a while, and he's the king of this sand pit, so yeah, no, it's always good to go up against him.
Well said, mate. So you take out the sprint today and the flags, and coming into the competition, or the championship phase, as you say, so all good. You've got Christmas out of the way. What's up next?
So we've got interstates in like a week and a half, which has been really good. We've got a nice, strong, young team going away, so hopefully we can put some good results on the board and mix it up with New South Wales and Queensland and show them that we're not just a little sister state over here anymore, and that we can really give it to them and challenge for that second position.
Well said, mate. Great racing today. Spectacular. Crowd loved it. Well done. Thank you.
No worries. Cheers.
Jacko Simons from Sorrento A wins the flags today. Fantastic racing up here, Truey. The boys, for those of you who weren't able to see it down here in the beach, shoulder to shoulder, the final dive for the flag. Tommy Nolan really come through in good form today. He's got his sprinting mojo back. There's a little bit of a gap between the two boys in the round one. Simons just with that little nudge, and they get their hands on the flag together. And Jacko Simons with a nice one for his club at Sorrento A. Going into the final stages now, Truey, we can announce that Gabby Murphy has won the beach flags for the girls. Jacko Simons from Sorrento A has won the boys. We go to our final few events today. We've got Ironman and Ironwoman coming up, and a little bit more relay work as well.
Yeah, that's right. Not far away from the final event for points today, the Taplin. And then we move into the all-comers Ironman, Ironwoman race. So just working on getting the foot pump out for the finishing arch. That'll be up soon, and then we'll see the open Taplin. So Taplin is a mixed event. We'll have a swimmer, then a runner, then a board, and then handing over to a final runner for that open mixed Taplin. So good team of them. Does show a bit of the depth, and some of the winners that we've seen already, they'll be going around again for their second or third time. And again, the ones to beat, probably Trig Island and City of Perth. Northcott will be there, Secret Harbour. We've seen some of their younger competitors doing really well. Josh Maurice in the ski had a good paddle before. So watch out for those guys. Probably our most southern club today. They'll have a bit of a crack in the open Taplin.
So Simon Beaumont on Grant True down here on the beach at Scarborough. The wind well and truly swinging around to the west now, so the sea breeze will have an impact as we just walk down the beach. If you just join us on mybeach.com.au, I hope you're enjoying the coverage on behalf of Surf Lifesaving WA. This is Scarborough Beach, folks. 4 times the Australian title's been held here in the last 10 or 15 years or so. We've just seen the beach flags concluded. We started off with a 1K beach run today, all comers. We will conclude today with all-comers Ironman, all-comers Ironwoman. But we do have the Taplin relay coming up now. Very exciting. This is one of the events that all surf clubs love to be part of. We'd like to thank all of the age group managers, all the managers, all the coaches, all the officials who've been here today, all our guest starters. We're going to our final couple of events here today before we go up for presentations. A little bit of prize money on the line down here on Scarborough Beach, but most importantly, bragging rights to try and take out round 2 of the WA Surf League. Sea breeze is in. It's around about 30 degrees down here on beautiful Scarborough Beach, and we go into our final couple of events just now. Truey, as we see the guys being assembled for the Taplin relay, seen some standouts today. Young Ben Johnson came out of nowhere to kick us off today with a win in the 1K. Dan Hummel, unbelievable on the ski today, wasn't he? Kira Albertson, so strong from City of Perth in her races as well. See Kai Marchetto break through in the Youth Ironman today. So as we often see in the sprints, the big strong hitters prevail, but seeing some good performances all around today.
Yeah, I think the standout for me so far, and we might even see it again, just cemented in the Taplin, is I suppose the overall team approach from Trig Island. So, we mentioned 1 point in round 1, but they've really put their heads together and come up with some pretty tight teams. And I think they're going to be the ones to watch in the overall points. So they haven't won one of the Surf League rounds. Northcott and City, the only clubs that have. So Trig, I know they're hungry, and it's going to be really interesting to see how the points go. Yeah,
they are. Both Keris Graham, the experienced now coach, lesser competitor, but you can see by the way she started the board relay and the swim today, she was pretty keen to lead the way. Dan Humble, such a great leader of the club, such a big part of the club, and I think you're right. It'd be interesting if we were betting men, which we're not. We're, clean living young Australian fathers. We would, if you were going to go down to the betting shop, you'd probably have a lazy $2 Australian on Trig to maybe take the points today. They've had a lot of good placings. But having said that, Scarborough's had a couple of upsets. Every point counts, as we said. Every single competitor counts in this great format.
Yeah, absolutely. And you still owe me $20 from round 1, so I haven't forgotten about that. But yeah, look, Trig Island, they're going to be definitely up there in the points. Scarborough, first time we've seen them as a standalone team, I think they'll break into the top 6. So that's really pleasing to see. Swanbourne have obviously had some good results in both the boats and the 1K team event. But look, Trig Island and City of Perth are up there, but Trig today for me.
A couple of breakout wins today too, with Matt Collis in the board, pretty impressive. And Soraya Lee winning the surf swim today was awesome, wasn't it? So Soraya's always been there or thereabouts as a talented junior, very popular member of her team. As we see the Taplin relay get underway today, the first of this event, we'll get massive crowd support in this. But I thought Soraya Lee's performance today was a ripper for her club and her team. So we're away, Truey. Just remind the people watching at home about the format now.
Yeah, so today's format, swim, board, then ski. And don't forget, this is a mixed event. So you'll see males and females swimming against each other. It really comes down to tactics. Where do you place your female swimmers? Do you use a male in the swim? The ski, more of a powerhouse type craft. So do you use that for your male competitors? Do you save your fast ladies for the run? Real tactics in this race. And again, it's going to come down to probably the setup from the first swim. Got the board and the ski, not as easy to make up ground in that.
Yeah, it sure is. And we are still streaming live to mybeach.com.au, so if you can't hear us on the beach, don't be concerned. We'll be back in just a moment with that. So we see the sprinters come down now, the specialist runners, just watching Gabby Murphy and Britt Hootengar, who've just been running sort of about 10, 12 metres at a time. They've got a little bit of a beach run on their hands. Tegan Maffascioni's down here as well. And this is all about club and team, and as Truey says, all about where you place your strengths and where you try and cover for some of your shortcomings. So mixed Taplin relay, we are back on air here at the beach. Some good names just ready to pick up the board down there. We can see Keris Graham down there. We can see Kira Albertson down there. Nikita Friedenay down there as well. Just some of the girls who are ready to go on the board leg. As we see the first of the Taplin relay swimmers about to make their turn from home. I know our drone is up in the sky, so you are getting our overhead shots as we see the first of the swimmers making the can. So swimmer with about a half a body length lead, or a body length lead out there, Truey, making the turn now to come across this little gully. They've been short courses today, but the surf has played a part, hasn't it, particularly later on?
Yeah, absolutely. And that looks like it might be obviously a bit hard for us to tell from so far out, but Byron Kimber, we saw him do really well in the swim second. He's, I think, probably leading at this stage. And what's going to be interesting is we saw in the youth camera, the changeover from the board to the runner is going to be so important. So for the seniors, it's the ski to the run. Where does the runner stand? Do they stand a little bit deeper, or do they let the board paddler or the ski paddler come all the way in? So tactics still to play, and the run so important in this race.
I seem to remember more sprint finishes in round 2 this week, Truey, the one that we saw at North Cottesloe. Down here at Scarborough today, there has been that beach run component has certainly been in it. We've seen a couple of lead changes, a couple of wins determined on the beach today, certainly in the board today in the women's. We saw Nikita Friedenay go past Keris Graham, her teammate, on the sand. And sand all important today. So in the wave zone now, Truey, what do you see over there? Our overhead drone shots tell us that we've got 3 of the guys just in the wave zone right now. In fact, 4 guys in there, but it looks like in a race in 3 at this stage. City of Perth, well represented there. Trig Island look like they might come out first.
Yeah, that's, again, we saw Trig Island, Byron, with a really good lead, but he's been swallowed up by these other 2 or 3 competitors on that wave. So still nice and tight, nothing to get worried about at this stage. Off to the board paddlers and then the ski paddlers. So predominantly the ladies are paddling the board today. And I'd say from here it's probably going to be Keris and Kira who will lead these competitors out.
Good run on the sand from Maxi there. You can hear the crowd support. He ran beautifully there on the sand, so he gets his team into the lead. So nice work from Max, who took out our surf race today for the City of Perth. Pretty popular figure too. We see Ollie Brio from Secret Harbour just running in front of our commentary position just now. He'll make his changeover. He's been working pretty hard today. Soraya Lee, who won the women's surf race, coming through now as well. So Soraya makes her turn after a long, arduous day at WA Surf League.
Yeah, so Nikita and Kira, they're out in the lead. Probably a bit of a gap there, and that's probably going to be pretty handy for the ski paddlers coming up. So Kira just sitting on Nikita's wash there. They're going to get to this yellow can, do a hard right-hand turn, and make their way in. But look, pretty tight tussle and a little bit rough out there on that first turn. None of these competitors want to give an inch, and they know that they've got to get their ski paddler into the best position. So we have a look at the ski paddlers coming through. I think we've got Ben Carrick and Dan Humble, pretty handy ski paddlers.
Yeah, sure. We just get our cameras to pan back. This is the City of Perth guys right in here. Now, they're pretty stoked to see the red and white and black cap out in front with Kira just made her turn and just getting a nice little run in there. So she's gone through the top of the course on the knees there, Chewy, generating maximum power just to try and get this lead. Nikita Freydenay from the Trigg Island Surf Club right on her hammer. So the two-gun board paddlers make their run to the line now. Nice little run from Nikita. She's such a good little gun competitor, isn't she, Chewy? We've just watched her as a talented junior, but Kira seems to be holding sway. So this run to the line, all important for the result of the Taplin relay today. We can see the runners assembling and the handlers down there. So City of Perth in 1, Trigg Island in 2, coming into the wave zone right now.
Yeah, and the thing that really impresses me about Nikita is, for such a young competitor, she does everything right. She doesn't mess up in the shore. Hope I haven't put the mocker on here now. But look, she does everything right. She works the runs, she works the waves. She's really good on that inside bank. She trains up at Triggs, similar conditions, so that helps. But look, such a young competitor, but she does everything right. She'll be up to her feet soon, and look who she's handing off to, Dan Humble.
Yeah, so there's a great little piece of work from Nikita Freydenay. How about that, folks? So Kira had her measure, all the power of Kira Albertson coming in off that cam. But look at Nikita go now. She powers through, handing off to the big guy, handing off to Dan Humble. Big hand for Nikita as she comes through. They want this today, Trigg Island. Kira, nice work from her. Brave paddle from her today. Short course, Keris Graham from Trigg Island comes through now after a good port paddle. So Trigg 1 and 3. And they are away. There he goes. That's one of the great sights in surf racing in WA, isn't it? The big fella Dan Humble heads out.
Yeah, look, he's closely followed there, probably maybe 15, 20 metres by Ben Carrick, more of a downwind ski specialist these days. But look, I don't think anyone's going to catch Dan. I know that Trigg have been in this position in Australian Championships and no one's caught them there. So they're going to probably do quite well in today and take out the points. Their second team sitting in third, all important. They're trying to get as many points as possible today.
Yeah, these competitors still coming through. Let's give them a big cheer as they come through on the beach in front of our commentary position here. So game on. Dan Humble out there, got a good lead. He talks about this race, this point of the race all the time, doesn't he, True? Red line to that first can, settle a little bit if you can. Then when you make your turn with the sea breeze behind you, just turn it on again and get the power rating up. So he's settled. He looks great as he goes across the apex of the course, Dan Humble. Ben Carrick had a really good ski race as well. I think he might have picked up 3rd or 4th for the City of Perth, so he's in good nick as well. So Dan Humble across. There it is, True. There's that power. That is amazing, isn't it? That's a specky sight, Dan Humble. We can see the overhead drone shots as we see Dan make the turn. He does it every single time he heads out on that ski. You can only do it with a lot of training, a lot of confidence, and a lot of skill. And he makes his way in now for the final of the Taplin relay. But nice paddle from Carrick from the City of Perth as well.
Yeah, that's right. And look, a good example of just how the conditions can make a difference. It took Dan 18 strokes to get from the first can to the second can, 10 strokes to the last can. So when the chop comes behind you, you pick up the rating, and it's like going 100 miles an hour. We see him really work that run all the way around that last can, just like Ben Carrick has done, coming back up onto his tail, and then we see that run then pick up Dan. So tough conditions to try and catch up. Dan Humble sitting on that wave, taking it easy. He'll be handing over to his runner.
This has been set up by a really good closing stage of the board railing from Nikita Freydenay today for Trigg Island. So she'll be pretty happy. She wanders down to see the changeover, that final changeover. So Dan Humble brings it in for Trigg Island. Looks like City of Perth have come through with Ben Carrick, but nice work. We are still streaming live. Once again, we lose a little bit of sound, but Trigg Island will win the Taplin relay today, and they head home now. Nice work from Trigg Island. For those of you listening at mybeach.com, not a bad little final leg from her. She picks up a little crown. So Trigg Island first, and City of Perth in second. It's been a bit of a change out there, but so we have seen, looks like we see another one of the Trigg teams have gone into third now, Trui. So our apologies to people on the beach who can't hear us just at the moment. I know we're streaming home. So a little look over the shoulder from Trigg Island, but they pick up points. Could be an interesting result up in the club rooms a little bit later on.
Yeah, it's going to be really close. You know, we've got the all-comers relay. No points, but still a lot of bragging rights for these Iron men and Iron women, and it is good for the women to be racing the men. Traditionally a little bit stronger. It does, you know, for the likes of Kira and that when they're going over for the state team, it is a good hit out to race up against the guys. So Sorrento coming into 4th position. They've done really well on that Taplin. They're the big improvers from round 1.
Yeah, that's Sydney Rafferty crossing the line now. So Sydney finished 4th in the beach flags today. Look at Tegan Mafascioni here. Look at this little race here. Mafascioni, the beach sprinter. Go Ellie's the call. But that's well done to those two competitors. It's just what you need digging in on the final run leg. Nothing better than looking over your shoulder and seeing Tegan Mafascioni there. So Northcott pushing through as well. We are down here on the beach watching the final stages of the Taplin relay. All the points still counting. We've got a competitor still out on the water. Might just grab Nikita as she's coming through. Can you talk to me, Nikita? I know you've got another race coming out. So Nikita from Trig Island. Hey, nice closing stage to your board leg today. You've had two good boards. You've had a win, but that was important, just picking up and handing over to Dan, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Dan's a strong ski paddler, but it always makes it easier if we're already ahead, and he just has to keep that position.
Grant True, co-commentator, was applauding, even though you're a young competitor, you don't make too many blues out there. Kira got away from you a little bit coming in from the cam, but you just waited for that run, and it got you onto the sand first.
Yeah, thankfully that run came through. I just tried to stick in her wash, so that worked well.
Now, we're back on the line again now?
Yeah, I'm going to have a go at the iron.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nikita, from Triggs. I reckon she's set up that win today with a powerful bit of surf skill at the end there. As you said, she doesn't make too many blues for a young competitor, but Kira's been great today from the City of Perth as well, hasn't she? So the two power clubs dominating today, I reckon, the City of Perth, and we tend to talk to the winners and to the winners a fair bit. But as Phil Clayton, the gun eye man, was saying before, today is all about club racing and doing the best for your club and having a good day.
Yeah, that's right. And, you know, each of these competitors, they'll be coming here to try and get points for their own teams, but they're also going to have their own little goals. They're going to be wanting to, you know, maybe they got 5th last round, they want to try and get 4th, or they want to help their team move from 10th into 9th. So it's all around, it's an overall club and team approach. But again, these competitors, they want to improve on their last round. We've got one more round to go early in February at Sorrento. I think that's going to be really interesting. We might see Trig take out today's points. Who's going to win round 3? Could be a real tough battle to claim bragging rights for 18-19.
At the conclusion of the men's beach flag today, we were talking to Jacko Simons from Sorrento A, and he was talking about now going into the championship phase of the season. So we'll have the Western Suns team announced after today's competition. We'll know who's in the team, a mixture of youth and experience we're expecting, the announcement of the 2 team captains as well. So for those guys, the WA Surf League is the perfect hit out to prepare them for the big events of the season, the state titles, the national titles, the Aussies, and the competition that's coming up in New South Wales. So it all forms a good part of it. We hope you're enjoying the format here today. We're enjoying this year having all the teams together in the little tent. So I'll just get our cameraman to pan back. You can see all the teams are close together now on the beach, and they're all in together. Whereas before we had seen it spread out a little bit, but we see all the teams in together, which creates a really good atmosphere in the last two rounds of the WA Surf League. Not far away from Iron Man and Iron Woman, down here on the beach, all comers. So that, as is often traditional at a surf carnival, is the way we finish. Then we head up to the club rooms for a vanilla ice cream and a glass of water. And then we head off, get ready for round 3 at Sorrento. We talked about some of the standouts today, some of the standout performances. We are seeing team tactics and we're seeing team planning coming to play a little bit today. That's been your call. We've seen a little bit more of that. So bragging rights all important. But I guess the other thing what I've noticed today is it's the second half of every field get a massive cheer from the clubs because they're starting to understand the point scoring format.
Yeah, that's right. And, you know, the clubs have really embraced this concept. You know, I think we've got 15 or 16 teams representing 10 clubs. Last year, we had 7 or 8 clubs. So those extra clubs, you know, we've seen Scarborough come back today. Secret Harbour worked really hard over winter to pull as many competitors as they can together. They've been working under their coaches. And, look, they've put up some really good performances, not just in the ski, but in the boat. So the clubs have embraced it. They really do think about their team tactics. and their team makeup, particularly the Triggs and Northcots and City, where they might finish 1-2 in a race. They want to make sure that their top team is always getting the maximum points. It's really intriguing to watch it play out on the day. And 3 or 4 weeks to go for round 3. I think there are going to be a few boardroom meetings, a few, charting out who's going to do well to put some good tactics in for round 3.
And part of that too, we surf clubs, do this job of keeping the beaches safe for all of us, swim between the flags, etc. But the planning that goes into an event like this with all the parents, all the managers, and all the coaches is astronomical. And that planning, the handlers, some of the handlers who are involved, who come down and give up their valuable time, they come down as well. So it is one of those things where it's not just what we're seeing on the sand and in the water today. Everyone. Just see the competitors going down now. So just some final instructions from coaches to the competitors today. And we are enjoying the sea breeze down here, Truey. Nice, beautiful conditions on the beach.com. Thanks for your company. If you get the chance, maybe come down to Scarborough Beach at some point and have a tally outlets. You'll see Grant True making the tables, talking to his subjects and his fans, signing autographs. Got to come down and see Truey this afternoon. He'll be here in one of the bars or one of the...
Down at the skate bowl later on with my rollerblades, putting on a bit of a demonstration. So looking forward to that. But look, Scarborough, it's been designed around hosting big beach events. The amphitheatre, the parking. Hopefully I won't get a parking ticket today if we finish by 12. But the amphitheatre. And for those watching at home who haven't been down to Australian Championships, in a few years when it's back here, the Beach Flags is phenomenal. They've got a DJ, they've got lights, they've got a real good atmosphere. It's done under lights. And the amphitheatre, thousands and thousands of people pack that in. And it's one of the real spectacles of an Australian Championships over in WA.
Yeah, well said. We, as you've mentioned, as we're just waiting for the officials to bring the all-comers Ironman, Ironwoman down on roof. The Commonwealth Games, carols by candlelight. And this redeveloped Scarborough precinct ran a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon. So we have cameras in the sky. We have some cameras on the beach. We're not everyone. We did have coffee provided to the commentary team a little bit earlier on. You got to drink yours. Someone stole mine, Chewy, off the sand. One of the handlers. So thanks for sharing your coffee with me today. 2 events to come before we head up into the club room for our presentation. 1 event to come. My apologies. 1 event to come before we head up into the club rooms for our presentation. The exciting announcement of the Western Suns team today, shortly to compete, the last 2 off our competitors as they go through. One commentary going. Kicked off the day, team's final today. We've been through our ski races as well. Youth Iron Woman, Youth Iron Female Board Race, Male Board Race. A couple of different winners today in the surf race in Soraya Lee, the old favourite, and Gabby Murphy back for the City of Perth today. And mixed tapping through, all-comers Ironman at Scarborough Beach. Just waiting on our official. You can still see some vision on mybeach.com.au with our cameras that are down here today. As we just see the marshals briefing the final 2 groups of competitors. Non-stop action down here from Scarborough today. Kicked off with our first race at 9 o'clock. Here we are at 10 past 11, just waiting for our final event to get underway. The Iron Woman and the Iron Man, all comers. You can see Matt Collis from the City of Perth, who won the board race today, to the start line. So a quality field. We can see Ethan Jackson, who figured early in the 1K beach run today. The young bloke who's just finished year 12 at Churchlands, just going into his science degree soon. So you see a lot of these young guys grow up and go on to their careers. So final preparations and final instructions from handlers and coaches and managers. Our final event for today, folks, to get stuck in. All you guys in tent land, in club land, get behind your club. We are.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. So as the guys and girls are getting organised for the Ironman, the official presentations of the points will be made later on. But I've just had word from the Carnival coordinator that we are able to announce the results for the top 7 teams. So what we're going to do is go through those announcements today. So if everyone that wants to keep your ear out for your club, your team, we've got the top 7 results. So we've up racing, and I might have got this Scarborough.
Well done, Skip.
We mentioned them. They've worked hard over the winter, so good work from Secret Harbour. Some pretty good results in the boats. Not really good performance there. Trig Island Green results there, and they actually gave their second place a good run for their money. Take out first. So
yeah, no, too right. I mean, we saw Trig so prominent today, but City all done to the City of Perth. They're all giving themselves a big pat in the back and a little clap up there. Well done to the City of Perth. We will have the official presentation and handing over the big novelty check. Let's just turn around and have a look at the start line today. All comers Ironman, all comers Iron Woman. So you can see Ash Nesbitt, our guest starter, a celebrity starter down here. Dan Hum, a hat that he's been forced to wear because he lost a bet down here today on the beach. That's a very unusual piece of headgear from the big fella. So Matt, Keris, Graham down here on the beach. So with the cap on as well. Two really good races today, Ben. So I think or not. So
yeah, it's always competitors in themselves, but they may not be racing. Give T-shirts and strange fluoro with a surf club cap on. But again, my younger brothers, I think, help. I think they're just so again the same order as we saw in the Mullaloo, Trig Island, City of Perth, Mullaloo. And this is again no points, but definitely this is good prep for any interstate coming state titles. So not often you get to do an Ironman race in WA. We do have the early seasons, but this is a real good hit out for these competitors.
All right, so final event on what's been a busy calendar today. We're around about 11:15, true. We got underway at 9 o'clock today. And you did hear the results. So City of Perth take out round 2 of the WA Surf League. Well done to the City of Perth. Really good racing between the 2 Trig Island teams as well. We've got the scores here, and in the end, reasonably comprehensive. We'll give these a mention at the presentation, but we thought Trig Island Red and Green were getting close. I guess they're sharing the points, those 2 teams, aren't they? And maybe both teams being pretty strong. But in the end, a pretty comprehensive win, 150 points. City of Perth and Trig Island Red on 129. So good work from City of Perth. Starters hands, we are away. All comers Ironman, all comers women, the final event for today.
Yeah, so Ethan Jackson, just on the right-hand side there, he went hard right. I think he might think that might be a little bit of a better spot to swim out. So maybe a bit of a rip. We'll see how that plays out. So he's relatively fresh. We saw him do the 1K run in board shorts. Now he's got some strange coloured bathers on for the Ironman. But look, it's the city competitors on the right, Trig Island in the middle, and again, Kira Albertson and Keris. They're probably going to be the ones to beat in the Iron Woman.
Now, I know a lot of the competitors train in the afternoon, right after they finish work or finish school, so they're often used to swimming into the sea breeze. So often I see the City Beach guys and the Trig guys and the Sorrento guys, if you're down the beach, you see them training in similar conditions. The wind almost right around to the west now, definitely out of the southwest. Our drone will show overhead that the City of Perth have got a nice little start. I reckon Matt Collis is there or thereabouts, Chewy, so he's had a good start. He'll get a little bit of confidence out of winning today. I think he went into race 1 just off the back of Year 12 exams. He'd been a little bit crook and a little bit out of sorts, but he'll get a bit of confidence out of winning the board today and winning it quite easily, quite comprehensively. So you can see the first of the guys hitting the can for the first time out here in the all-comers. So both the Iron Men and the Iron Women out there right now. Looks like a City of Perth cap perhaps out there early on.
Yeah, that's right. And the swim's one of those strange ones in the Ironman. You're never really going to win it in the swim, but you can definitely lose it. You can drop right to the back of the pack and then struggle to make it through. Even if you're in front, you're really just setting yourself up, especially when it's the first leg. You hit that run, and then it's about turning maybe a 1 metre lead into a 5 metre lead. So you need to be up the front, but you've got to save a few little bickies for the end.
So Good advice there. True, he's done a fair bit of ocean swimming himself, swum to Rottnest a couple of times. Doesn't mind a little bit of training, long training in the pool. And we see the swimmers around the can. So a pretty good group formed there in the first of the legs. All short legs today, all flat out racing, all redlining. We see the competitors pretty spent when they finish all of our events today. Certainly City of Perth and Trigg Island well placed. Were you surprised today at City winning that so comprehensively?
Yeah, I was. I mean, I called Trigg all day. I thought they had really good wins. They were right up the front. But I suppose what it comes down to is like we saw in round one, where City, I think they had points in 15 of the 16 events. You've got to do that if you want to win. So I'd say today they might have even got almost points nearly in every race. We'll have to see what the stats show, but that's what it really comes down to. Getting points. If you drop one event, there's 4 or 5 points you're just never going to make up.
Let's turn our eyes to the wave zone right now. The drone shots on mybeach.com.au will show you the guys and girls are in the wave zone now. So Ironman all-comers, male and female. So the first athlete standing is from Trigg Island Surf Club. We'll bring you some names as they come through. Well, our handlers are ready. And Chewy, as you say, all-important part of the event today to make the transition. Keep an eye on your other competitors. Get out through that wave zone pretty quickly. I reckon that might be Matt Collis in second from City of Perth. Who's our leader?
Yeah, Ben Jones from Triggs. We've seen him perform really well in Ironmans in the past. The swim, obviously, one of his strengths. But you mentioned Matt's just come right up onto his tail. We see Riley Walker then, Ethan Jackson putting in a really good sprint there. Strong runner from the 1K, and he's really worked that transition well. So those four, it's going to be tough on this board. Matt Collis, probably the most talented board paddler there.
Yeah, he is. So that's, as I said, a little bit of confidence for Matt Collis as the first of the girls come through. So now get behind them. So Soraya Lee won the surf race today. She's looked really good today, True, I reckon. We see Keris Graham in second and Nikita Freydenay in third, the two-gun board paddlers coming through now. So let's see what happens here. This will be interesting. So good swim from Soraya. Keris and Nikita just feeling the pressure from the day. Matt Collis having a good race. Ethan Jackson, pretty flamboyant, isn't he? He looked really good on the sand. It's pretty specky to watch. He finds himself in fourth. But I reckon Trigg Island still holding sway. Matt Collis gets himself into second place there as they go around the can for the first time in the board league.
Yeah, we'll just look at the girls racing. And, you know, Soraya, she had a really good swim before. You know, so she's sitting in first place at the moment. Being a little bit younger, not as strong yet on the board and the ski. So I'd say Keris is probably just setting herself up for a really strong ski leg at the end of the Iron Women. So Keris, she's won ski races at a national level in mixed doubles and things like that. So she'll be probably just sitting back, waiting, maybe saving some energy to really hit hard in the early parts of the ski. So
exciting ski leg coming out. So Keris Graham has just moved up onto the shoulder of Soraya Lee now, Nikita Freydenay. Just watch this young competitor, Nikita, just come through when the waves start to take effect. She is, as you say, she's a pretty skilled little technical surf competitor, isn't she? She'll be there or thereabouts, doesn't make mistakes. Trigg Island still holding sway at the front of the field. So nice little run from Trigg Island here as they get a run across the wave zone.
Yeah, that's right. Ben's really taken that lead that he had in the swim and just turned it into about a 10-metre lead on the board. So it's going to be pretty hard to catch there. Probably the next most talented ski paddler out of that lot would be Riley Walker, so he's probably well placed. Matt Collis just working that little run really, really well. And Ethan Jackson, he's just waiting for a wave. He's decided that that's going to sit up nicely for him, down into his stomach, playing it nice and safe, and saving some energy there. But Ben Jones, it's going to be hard work here for anyone to really peg him back.
Good board. That's a good board from Ben, isn't it? Good board from Trigg Island. So Trigg, get behind your man as he comes through now, holding sway at the front of the Ironman. Matty Collis working hard in second. Watch Ethan Jackson to work the sand here, folks, to get up past and get onto these guys. So Matt Collis having a good day at the office today. Ethan Jackson hits back hard on the sand now. Matt Collis makes his turn. Nice work from Jones. Once again, Jacko makes up a heap of ground on the sand.
Yeah, and so Harry Jones from Mullaloo in fifth place. Got a little bit of work to do there, but again, as I mentioned, Riley Walker probably the strongest ski paddler out of that group. Still, there's a long way to Ben Jones there, so I don't know if that's going to be if there's enough there to actually make a distance there. But Ben Jones doing really well. Younger brother Harry from Mullaloo in 5th spot. And we see Soraya, Karis Graham just waiting, I think, just playing this real tactical game. And Nikita, she's just hung in there. She's just not giving up.
That's a good race there, folks. Good race. The 3 girls, Soraya Lee. Karis Graham just makes that nice little turn there. Good. I thought it was a good board leg from Soraya. But look at Nikita Freydenay from Trig there as well. So that's a good race in 3 between those 3. Getting out through this little wave zone here, all important. Pretty tired, the girls. Got to get that power going. As you say, Karis Graham's so strong. Look at the power there from the more experienced athlete. So good race out on the water between the boys. Trig Island out in front. Ethan Jackson has moved. And Ethan Jackson's moved through as well on the skis. So ski, so technical. Keith Freydenay gets a wave, but still manages to hang on. And you're right, Truey, Karis Graham, all that experience, all that power she's able to generate, being slightly older and slightly stronger, holding her in good stead there. Trig Island going to be hard to stop here. It'll take a wave or some sort of incident, but that's nice work from Jones there for Trig Island. He, I reckon, will pick up the all-comers Iron women today. Really good race on for 2nd spot with Collis Jackson in the hunt as well. Ben Jones makes his final run to the line here and just shows that gets that nice little run, doesn't he, True, as he makes his way into the wave zone now. He'll win this for Trig. Nice work.
Yeah, he'll win this convincingly. You know, again, we keep mentioning Trigs have got such a strong ski section. Well, just being able to train with those stronger ski paddlers would, you learn things, you see things, you challenge yourself every training session. So that's really paying off here for Ben as he, you know, pretty well streaks the rest of these competitors. The thing I like about what's happening in the ladies is while Karis is definitely out to a big lead, Soraya hasn't given up. She obviously knows that Karis is a stronger ski paddler, and she's kept that rating up, she's kept the technique, she hasn't given up. She obviously wants to see how far, or I suppose how close she can get to Karis, knowing that Karis is a very strong ski paddler.
Yeah, across the apex, as we say, always an advantage, but Trig Island will win this, folks. So Trig Island, get behind your man Jones here. This is had a ripper board paddle in the middle there. Matt Collis just gets himself onto the wave there from the city of Perth. So I think he's had a pretty good day as well. So Jones from Trig Island makes his run to the line now. Let's bring him home, folks. Final winner of the day on the WA Surf League. Great work from him. Well done, Ben. Has a little look over his right-hand shoulder.
Then Riley Walker in 2nd, Matt Collis back in 4th with Ethan Jackson in 3rd. So pretty good paddle there by Riley.
Yeah, really good paddle from Riley Walker. Well done to Jonesy, well done to Riley Walker. So the two young guys go the high five. So Jacko, a little look over his shoulder. Good day from Collis still, I reckon. Wins the board leg today. And Ethan Jackson from the city of Perth gets himself across the line. Jacko finishing now. Collis finishing right there with him. And I think Harry Jones is our next competitor onto the sand now from Mullaloo. Makes his way down in 5th spot. Well done, mate. Has a look over his shoulder. Look at the girls here. That's a great ski leg from Karis Graham. She chatted to us before and said she hasn't been training as much, been more coaching, but had a really good day today. Used all of her surf skills, all of her strength. And look at that race on for 2nd. We got a sprint for the line here between Soraya Lee and Akita Freydenay. So Karis Graham wins for Trig Island in the Iron Woman today. Big hand for Karis. She's had a really good day today. Sprint on the sand right now, folks. Well done, Karis. Look at Nikita dig it in now. Here we go. Soraya Lee looks over his shoulder.
Yeah, get behind them, guys and girls. Fantastic race for 2nd and 3rd. Soraya won the surf race. Now taking out 2nd in the Iron Woman. Nikita in the board, now coming in 3rd. So really good racing. Nice tight racing all the way to the end. And don't forget, official handover of the checks and state team announcements up in the amphitheatre in 3 minutes.
All right, folks, so Grant True and Simon Beaumont down here on the beach. It's been a great day's racing at the WA Surf League. For everyone watching at home, mybeach.com.au. Ben Jones wins the Ironman for Trig Island. Karis Graham wins the Iron Woman for the Trig Island Surf Club as well. City have taken it out again. Trig Island 2nd and 3rd. Great day's racing. We are seeing, as Truey said, as our special comments man, we're seeing the emergence of team planning and team strategy come to the fore now. City of Perth with all the numbers, but Trig forcing their way back up there today. Specky day's racing, wasn't it, Truey?
Yeah, it was good, and we saw some really good performances again. I keep going on about it, these newer teams. The two Scarborough teams, Secret Harbour, Swanbourne, they're really starting to step up, and I think they like this format. I'm looking forward to seeing Scarborough, Sorrento, Trigg, the Secret Harbours, and maybe even the Southwest team back for the final round at Sorrento. And again, we saw some great results from round 3 last year. And, good racing from these young crew. Nikita, love her, standout competitor for me, just the way she handles herself. And then we look to, the boats, Northcott, so powerful, both in the males and the females.
Yeah, well done, Grant True, down here on the beach today. Love your work today, mate. Excellent work, very enjoyable, very exciting. Hope you enjoyed it at home at mybeach.com.au. As True picked it early, Secret Harbour sneaking into the top 6 today, which is fantastic. Well done to the Secret Harbour guys. It's what this race format is all about. Every point, every competitor counts to the tally at day's end, which is what it's all about. And preparing each and every club and each and every competitor as we go into the championship season with the States and the Aussies and so on. I'm Simon Beaumont. This is Grant True. Thanks for watching us on mybeach.com.au. We are shortly to bring you the presentations here from Scarborough Beach.
So Ben, I just need your sticks. I'll do the outside. Oh, you're already there.
That was fun on because it got down to like 5%. I lost all side on the screen. I was just
So folks, thanks for hanging around today. I hope you can hear me okay. I hope you enjoyed race 2 of the WA Surf League. We are shortly to announce the Western Suns team, the Bodies team, all the team management, and that's the captains as well. But just before we do that, I might get Phil Clayton to come over and say hello to us. Phil, come over if you will. Come over, Phil, if you will. Folks, this is Phil Clayton. Give Phil Clayton a big cheer, the hero of Australian Surf Lifesaving Ironman. Mate, thank you for today. We had a great day on the beach with the Nippers. Now, I just want to get your thoughts. You've been in a lot of Australian and state teams. Pretty big deal, isn't it?
Well, I think I think it's actually a little bit bigger than anything when you get to represent your state. And for all those young kids sitting in the crowd here hoping that their name gets called out, it's not just about you, it's about everyone. The hours that mum and dad put in getting you to swimming training, the hours that you put in running up and down the street or out on the track. And when you add that all up, this is one of the greatest rewards you can get, to get a bag over there and be accepted into the WA team. It's a really exciting thing.
I know you enjoyed the WA Surf League. You don't have these over on your stretch of coast, but it's a good day, isn't it?
Yeah. Geez, it's just me. I can't stop promoting this to everyone I see over on the East Coast, because I think this is the best formula. I'm all about club. I'm all about everyone getting involved, and to see the guys there running up through the finishing arch and having the whole crew cheering and screaming on not only first but right through to last, I think it's something that our whole movement's missing, and I think you guys over here in WA are doing a great job.
Well said, very diplomatic. Give Phil a big cheer, everyone. He's looked after the kids today. Thanks, mate. Good man. Thanks, Phil. He's a good fella, isn't he? Great bloke. All about club. All about club, that's what he said. I'll get Craig Smith-Gander to help us with our presentations for today. And we'd like a representative from the 2 clubs that we mentioned today. Truey and I talked about how it's great to see Secret Harbour emerging today. Great to have 2 Scarborough teams here today. It is all about team racing, team preparation as we go into the championship season. So well done, everyone. Give yourselves a big hand for today to all your managers and your officials and your volunteers. Thank you very much. In 3rd place today from Trig, I haven't got a colour here, but Trig Red finished 2nd, so the other Trig team finished 3rd with 92 points, and Trig's Red was 2nd with 129. So if someone from Trig can come up and accept these trophies from Craig, and we've got to check somewhere for you as well. Someone from Trig like to come up. Thank you very much. Well done. Well done, Trig. So 2nd and 3rd, I might get you to take another Trig rep here. Thank you. No? Just wanted to walk along in front of everyone. Well done. Do you want to say anything? You're all right. Yeah, okay, thank you. All right, and our winners today, Truey and I thought the Trig had pushed up, but sheer weight of numbers and volume of performance today, they were good in just about all the events. They pick up points in just everything they go with. 150 points, clear winners today. Well done to the City of Perth Surf Club. City of Perth, red, well done. Someone at City of Perth here who can come up and grab that for us. And then we'll do our announcements for our state team. Don't be shy. City of Perth, someone.
Go on, Steve.
Well done. Yeah, dominant performance today. Well done, Kira. And they are red, black and white, prominent in just about all the events today. Well done. Good day's racing for this young lady as well. Might get you to say a few words, Kira. Well done to City of Perth.
Thank you. Just like to say thanks to the organisers and officials and everyone else who competed. It was a good day.
Thank you, Kira. Kira from the City of Perth. Well done. Goose, thank you, Kira. Folks, and you get a little bit of prize money there, $3,000 Australian to the City of Perth. And Craig will do the electronic funds transfer on that a little bit later on. Press the button, it will happen. We're announcing 3 teams today, Goose, the Western Suns Development Squad, the Western Suns Ocean Beach Interstate Team, Western Suns Surf Rise Interstate Team. We'll announce the captains of the team as well. And as Phil Clayton says, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal, Bowie. And I want to emphasise a couple of things. For many, many years, we've been really happy to be 3rd. I had a really good look at the interstate team, the senior interstate team, looked at the captains, looked at the coaching staff and the managers, and it is a cracking team. So do not be happy with 3rd place. Split Queensland and New South Wales, do one better. You can do that, and we can demonstrate to them that surf sports is alive and healthy in Western Australia. So use this as an opportunity to really represent the black and gold as best as you possibly can. So there's my little motivational speech. Have a good crack, boys and girls.
Thanks, Goose. Well done. The President Surf. No pressure. No pressure. All right, the Western Suns development squad, we will announce that now, and Goose, and folks, after we do this, we are going to try and get you with your uniforms on for a team picture at the end. So, development squad managers and athletes, here we go. Goose will give you your state team bags with your uniforms. The managers of the teams, from Surf Lifesaving WA, Graham Snook. From Sorrento, Claire Rafferty. Well done, Claire. Woohoo! From Secret Harbour, Mark Muir. Well done, Mark. And from Trig Island, Jeremy Hunter. Well done, Jeremy. Well done. Jeremy's on his way, thank you. All right. Well done, guys. Well done, Mark. Good day for Secret Harbour today, mate. Well done. Excellent work. Big smile on the face. We go to the athletes now. We'd like to keep you up here if we can for a photo later on, but feel free to take a seat. There's a lot of names to read out. Good luck to you all. Finish second or first. All right, from Mullaloo. This is the development squad from Mullaloo. Aaron Gigney. Well done, Aaron. From Mullaloo. From the City of Perth, Alex Slocum. Well done, Alex. From Scarborough, Alice Harwood. If you come up, shake Goose's hand. From Trig, Aisha Ferguson. Well done. From Trig, Ben Waterman. Well done, Benj. Sorrento, Surf Lifesaving Club, Caleb Bailey. Well done, Caleb. From Cottesloe, Cameron Leggett. From Sorrento, Declan Cook. From Bunbury, hope she's here, Emma Stegman. Well done, Bunbury. From Trig Island, Harper Davies. From Mullaloo, Harriet Brown. Woohoo! From City of Perth, Imogen Harrington. Well done, Imogen. From Trig Island, had a good day today. Breakthrough win for Kai Marchetto. Well done, Kai. On your buddy. City of Bunbury, Kate Lockley. From Trig, Liam Foley. From Sorrento, Lucas Wilson. Well done, mate. From Floriat, Lucy Hills. Well done, Lucy. From Trig, Max Hunter. Also from Trig, Michaela Innocent. Well done, Michaela. From the City of Perth, Nathan Hunt. Well done, mate. From Mullaloo, Neve McLeod. Well done, Neve. Everyone likes Neve. From Secret Harbour, had a good day today, like he did in round one, Ollie Brio. Well done, mate. From City of Perth, not here today, Owen Lillyman. From Freo, Phoebe Ashworth. From Binningup, Serena Nandapi. Well done. And that, folks, concludes development squad. So please put your hands together for the athletes and the managers and the officials. Well done to the mums, dads and coaches. And I look at those young people and they look expensive to me. They might cost a few dollars in food, petrol and different stuff. So well done. Hard earned. Well done. I did miss one. Alice Williams, you are in the team. My apologies, Alice. That's my fault. Thank you to the club. Sorry, Alice. Sorry about that, champ. Thank you. So we're still live streaming down here to mybeach.com.au. We've just announced the development team for the Western Suns. And as what always happens when surf officials get involved, things just slow up ever so slightly. It's well done, Goose directing traffic there. Alice gets the shirt on. Chuck it on, mate. Just going to announce the senior team, the beach interstate, then the boaties. Also announce our team captains for the senior team. We'd like to thank Engine, who are the official apparel sponsor. They've been here for the past couple of years with our competition. So thank you to Engine. They look pretty good, don't they, the gear? Thanks to Engine. All right, here we go. Here's the team photo. This is one to keep and one to treasure. Hard-earned, folks, our development squad once again for the Western Suns. Well done, everyone. Pretty good, hey? Well done. One more time. Say Phil Clayton. Well done, guys. Fantastic. Very, very good. How good is that? Future of surf competition and surf clubs here in WA. We'll get Goose to help us here. This is the Western Suns Ocean, Beach and Interstate team. So same drill, folks. Come up and grab your stuff. Well done to all our young people who've made the development team. We'll get Goose to help us here. Come up and get your bag and your uniform. The managers of the Western Suns Ocean, Beach Interstate team are from Surf Lifesaving WA. Moz, Andrew Moselle. Well done, Moz. Up you come. Big hand for Moz, everyone. Been in a few state teams himself. Another one of the managers from North Cottesloe Surf Club, Tom Nolan. Well done, Tommy. Well done, Tom. And our third manager from Trigg Island is Keris Graham. Well done, Keris. To three very big names as competitors and administrators and coaches and mentors. Well done, you three. Well done, Keris. Right, we're going to announce the team now, folks. And we'd love you to come up and grab the bag. And then we'll announce the captains of the teams. I hope I pronounced these properly. So the athletes that have made the Western Suns Ocean Beach Interstate team from North Cottesloe, Asa Nowell, well done. I hope I got that right. Trigg Island Surf Club, who's not here, is Charlize Pratt. From Trigg Island Surf Club, Dan Humble. Well done, Dan. Awesome today, mate. Trigg Island Surf Club, Devon Karen. Well done, Devon. City of Perth Surf Club, Ethan Jackson. Well done, Jacko. Sorrento Surf Club, superb today, took out 2 titles. Jackson Simmons. Well done, Jacko. Awesome. From the City of Perth Surf Club, Kalani Scott. Well done, Kalani. From the City of Perth Surf Club, Kira Albertson. Well done, Kira. From Trigg Island, not here today, Makara Malice. From the City of Perth Surf Club, Matt Collis. Well done, Matthew. Hard earned. Well done, mate. Had a good day today, this bloke from the City of Perth, Max Anderson Loke, the winner of the surf race today. Well done, Max. Good on the sand too. From Trigg Island, Nikita Freidenay. Well done, Nikita. Awesome. Also from Trigg Island, Patrick Ely. Well done, Patrick. From the City of Perth, Riley Walker. Well done, Riley. From Trigg Island, Ruby Warren. Well done, Ruby. From City of Perth, Sophie Lloyd. Well done, Soph. From Scarborough, Sophie Watts. From Mullaloo, won the surf race today, Soraya Lee. Well done, Soraya. Well done, Soraya. Popular figure. From Sorrento Surf Club, Sydney Rafferty. Well done, Sydney. From Sorrento Surf Club, Ty Kirkpatrick. From North Cottesloe, Tegan Mafascioni. Yeah, well done, Tegan. From City of Perth, not here today, Tom Gallagher. From Coogee Beach Surf Club, Trent Savars. Well done, Trent. Go Coogee. Final athlete in the Western Suns Ocean Beach Interstate team from Trigg Island, Will Savage. Well done, mate. I hope I didn't miss anyone there. If I've got the list here if you think I may have. Folks, it gives me, just while we are getting the guys kitted out, it gives me great pleasure to announce that the captain of the team this year, one has never been the team captain before, one has held the title before, from Trigg Island Surf Club, Dan Humble is the male captain. Come up, Dan, if you will. And for the females, Tegan Mafascioni. Well done, Tegan. Might get you guys to, well done. Quick couple of words from you, Dan. Now, been a team captain before, but you can't remember when. Bit of an honour, isn't it?
Absolutely. I still remember the first time I made the state team, 10 years ago, and it was a huge thrill, and I'll never forget it. So for the guys and girls in the team, it's a great honour and something to really work hard towards in the next couple of weeks and give it their all.
Well done, mate. Well said. And Tegan, congratulations, your first stint as team captain. How's it feeling?
Yeah, it's really exciting. Same as Dan. Even though we've been in the team a few times, it's just the same as the first time. Yeah.
Well done. Any messages to your team?
Just go over and have fun. I think it's a really strong team looking at it, so it should be a great week away.
Thank you, Tegan. Please thank Tegan and Dan, who are our team captains. Well done. Dan has been in 9 state teams. Tegan's been in 6, and I'm sure you'll agree they're great leaders and great mentors, those 2 guys. So we'll get the photograph organised. Well done to everyone who's made it, particularly those of you who've made your first state team. We are still streaming live to mybeach.com.au. I might get the camera over here, mate. We'll step over to get these guys. And this is our senior interstate beach and surf team for 2018. In just a moment, we're going to announce the surf rowers interstate team as well. A little pep talk from Craig Smith-Gander. Well done. One more time, please put your hands together for our West Australian representatives, the Western Suns. Well done, guys. Congratulations. Plenty of new faces in there, people moving from the development ranks through. And well done, and good luck to Dan and to Tegan looking after them. Early February in New South Wales will be when the competition takes place. All right, I'm now going to announce the Western Suns surf rowers interstate teams. Good luck to all of the people whose names are called out. Bruce will give you your bag and your uniform. If you are here, please come up. The manager of the Western Suns surf rowers interstate team is Sandy Clark from Mullaloo. Well done, Sandy. Well done, Sandy. Good luck, Sandy. Looking after the boat, okay? Good luck. All right, the athletes, under-19 women's. Neptune's daughter, Mullaloo Surf Life Saving Club. We have Stuart Clark as sweep, Elise Dagnier, Anna Gregson, Sophie Hummerston, and Kira Madden from Mullaloo. Well done. Well done, Mullaloo. The under-19s girls. Well done. All right, from the under-19s men, also from Mullaloo, the big rigs. Tyler Nuku, Isaac Crothers, Luke Tristan, and Sean Coventry. Guys from Mullaloo, well done. Pretty big call calling yourself the big rigs, but there you go. Well done, guys. Congratulations. Enjoy. Well done to Mullaloo. All right. The under-23 women from North Cottesloe. Resolute is the name of the team. David Hunt is the sweep. Kate Manolini, Mackenzie Huggins, Katarina Wellborn, and Emily Ray are your under-23 team from Northcott. Well done. Such a gun, Bodie's club. Well done, girls. Well done, David. The under-23 men's, also from North Cottesloe, titled Yeah, the Boys. Yeah, the Boys. The sweep is Craig Smith-Gander. Well done, Goose. The team is Patrick Sewell, Angus Ridgway, Luke Cribb, and Angus Hanna. Well done to Yeah, the Boys. Well done, gents. We are still going to mybeach.com.au. Hope you're watching at home and enjoying all of this. All right, the reserves women from the City of Perth, the City Sirens. Jeff Wilson's the sweep, Kathleen Unwin, Nicole Cooper, Susie Eistreich, and Elizabeth Mayer. Well done to the City Sirens from City of Perth. Well done. All right, in the reserves, men, the City of Perth, City Black, the team. Steve Bowler is the sweep, Shane Bowler, John Foster, Todd Bowler, and Mark Goodall. Well done, you guys. Well done to the City of Perth. We go now to, as we just get the bags presented, we go now to the very important Open Women and Open Men's team for the Boaties going to New South Wales. The Open Women from North Cottesloe, the Stiffs. Steve Petrie, sweep, Courtney Aylett, Tara Binney, Megan Bagworth and Natalie Whiteside are your senior women's boat team. Well done. Good day for Northcott today. Well done, guys. Northcott celebrating their 100th year this year, the centenary. We go now to the Open Men's team, also from North Cottesloe, the Boatmen. Jeffrey Hegarty is sweep, Tom Gatty, Matthew Norton, Matthew Cochran and Josh Gray. There's our senior teams in the boats today. So that, folks, concludes our presentation as we just wait for the uniforms to come on. Well done to the Boaties. Have a good time over there, you guys. Represent us well. Just wait for the teams to do this. Their final presentation for the day. Thank you for your patience. Well done to everyone who's wearing a yellow shirt and been selected as an official or a manager or as an athlete. Hard earned. And we wish you well. Next leg of the Western Surf League up at Sorrento. We had legs here at Northcote and here at beautiful Scarborough Beach. And so our final photograph, our final presentation. Can you please put your hands together for all the reps representing the boat crews for the Western Suns in Western Australia. Well done. Good luck, everybody. Try and behave yourselves if you can when you're away. Just missing one hat. We grab one hat. Thanks, Moz. One hat coming. One hat coming. Well done, everybody. Congratulations. Good time over there. Go hard. All right, our final photo for today. Thanks, everyone. That concludes the presentation for the Western Suns, round 2 of the WA Surf League. Hope you enjoyed yourself. We'll see you up at Scarborough. Good luck to everyone who's going away. I'm Simon Beaumont, Grant True and I will see you up there at Sorrento. Thank you.